Welcome everybody, we should be live doing Judgement Gaming's Speed Duel tournament today. This one is on Duelingbook. I haven't done Duelingbook in a while. As you know, I like doing the remote duels, but this one, you know, it's a one-day event, and I wanted to do it just to kind of get more tournament practice, as I've been covering a lot of decks recently, but I haven't been playing them all, so I want to take the time to test some decks. It was a free entry, and should be quite a bit of opponents here. So we got our round one pairings already. It started at 2 o'clock. It's 2:02. And looks like I'm playing Terramaster first, which is hilarious. So Terramaster is, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy. He's got the Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy channel, which is a channel that I covered in my video about the top 2 early meta decks for 2021. So that'll be interesting. Interesting to know what he's going to play. I am playing a variation of Interconflict Monarch today, just because I wanted to like have that creativity, and I'm making a deck for myself. Really, the first time I'm taking this to a tournament and just trying to see how this is going to play out for me. Also, I apologize. I was going to have video today, but something was going on with my webcam. So I am trying to, when I'm streaming, I'm trying to have more video as opposed to it just being me. But for those of you watching the VOD, this is a great thing to just kind of put on in the background, certainly. And that'll come out on the channel. I'm sure that's already out. That'll be later this week. Alright, I have to build the deck first, because I don't actually have the deck constructed here, but I got the screenshot to him. Where was my screenshots? Alright, my Interconflict Monarch deck consists of 2 Kaiser Glider. Clearly. Obviously, that's pretty obvious. Hold on, he's... Okay. Give me 1 sec. Alright. 2 Kaiser Glider. And then this is where you can kind of branch off. Kaiser Glider is pretty common, but I'm going to do... I'm doing Grand Marg, going traditional Monarch here. So it's not the first choice for a lot of people. A lot of people go Jinzo here, or some other ones. But I'm going Grand Marg. So, and then 3 Breaker. I like Grand Marg, though, because it's traditional Monarch, and it does have a great effect where it can target a set card, destroy the target when it's tributed, and I'm going to run 3 Book of Moon, so I think that that'll play very well in destroying monsters, and also it can pop back row. Charging Gaia, 2 of those, really strong opener. 3 Sphere Karibo, gotta have the spheres in here. Give me those Book of Moon. So that's all the monsters, that's 12 monsters. Sphere Karibo kind of counts. Book of Moon, and then this one, interesting to see how this plays out, the 2 Shrink, because it hasn't really been helping me in the few matches that I've played with this particular deck. We'll go in traps here, 3 Zoma and 2 Widespread Ruin. And that's the deck. That's the deck I'm using right now. In terms of side, I have Kaiku. 2 Kaiku. 2 Jinzo, just in case I want to say, you know what, screw it, I don't want to play Grand Marg anymore, I want to play Jinzo. And then 2 Lost Wind, 2 side against the XYZs and the Magnet Warriors who run the special summons. And that's the deck. So let's save it up. And let's set this as default. This is the one we'll be using. And the skill, of course, is Interconflict. So just a super broken skill right now, +2. So let's find Terramaster and let's play him. Alright. Let's get started. How many rounds of Swiss is this? How many rounds of Swiss? Nope, wrong one. Over here. God, there's so many Discords. Does it say how many? How many people are... I'm assuming it's going to be like 5 or 6. Oh, also, guys, he's streaming this also, twitch.tv/JDGJustice, so he's got a couple guys in there, and they're commentating the matches as well. They kind of hop around between people. But let's start with Terramaster. Terramaster, good buddy of mine, commentated. He has tournaments as well. I've commentated a few with him. Grand Finals, most recently of his Speed Duel tournament he had a month ago or so. And it looks like I'm going to go second here. Hey, Kabuzi, baby. Nice deck. Do you expect a lot of Interconflicts, and that's the reason for the Kaiser Gliders? Yes. Absolutely, I do. I am anticipating Kaiser Gliders and a lot of inner conflicts, just because the inner conflict deck is so versatile and you can be so creative with it. So I think that we can see a lot of variations of it, and the Kaiser Glider is the best bet against something like Jinzo or Grand Mark. Here we go. We're playing TP Warriors, though. Terra Master, Twisted Personality, he's got Rhoda to start, going Blade Knight. I actually played against this deck a couple times when I was just tuning this deck and seeing if it was going to work. And the Hellbent Blade Knight stuff with Rhoda is really good. He's going to set a full back row? No, but he's got one card in hand. So this is a 2,000. So I have Grand Marg, so I can immediately do the inner conflict here and tribute for Grand Marg. And then I can use Grand Marg's effect to pop one of these. So we're seeing it might be okay. He's got no counters here. Let's start the turn. Let's see. Let's go standby main. Let's see if that's the right play. Because the thing about this deck is that you definitely want to, if you're going to inner conflict, it's got to be the turning point. Because if you inner conflict too early, and that's something that I'm still trying to figure out and evolve in my play style, is when do I inner conflict? Because if you inner conflict too early, then you're in trouble if it doesn't work. So I could easily enter conflict and then he has a response to my tribute. Let's do it though. Well, we could also charge in Gaia and set up back row to kind of start some defense, but he's at 2,000, so he's going to be able to beat overcharging Gaia. Even with the sphere, let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to enter conflict here. I'll pay 2,000. That's the other thing about inter conflicting so early is you lose the 2,000 right away, which is a pain. But life points shouldn't matter if we're doing this right. Let's tribute it for Grand Marg, the one true monarch. And then let's pop this. Haunted Shrine. Oh, not a good hit because it can still activate in the graveyard. Interesting, but he doesn't have any zombies. What kind of deck is this? Haunted Shrine's a great card in itself. Alright, let's set the Zoma and the Widespread Ruin. I don't think there's a reason not to. And let's see if we can slam into him for 24. We can. Alright. So we got a Zoma in the wings in case something happens to Grand Marg. He can drop 2 counters to drop something from my hand if he wants to, which could be good because he could hit the sphere. Exiled Force. Strong, 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 strong. He's just going to sack it to sack Grand Marg. And I think I'm going to let that happen because I can Zoma at the end phase to try and hit him for the last 1,600 there. So he's lost his summon, and he's... Oh, he's dropping. He's dropping. What's he going to hit? That's fine. Because Gaia will be good here. Because end phase, what's going to happen is I can Zoma. Let's see if he has a response to that. I don't think so. And then I can summon Charging Gaia. So we have something that targets one thing. I'm going to have two different opportunities to kill him here. And we drew the Shrink. All right. Switch him to attack. And normal the charging. Set the Shrink just for extra scariness. And let's see if one of these go through. We're going to the battle phase. This will kill him. 18. Yeah, that's game 1. Dude, I don't know, man. This deck is... it's just so devastating. That Blade Knight was going to wreck me if I wasn't playing Inner Conflict. I just don't... man, it's tough to beat, for sure. Do I side anything here? He does have Haunted Shrine. So maybe Kaiku would work here because he can't get anything out of the grave if they're banished. But I haven't seen the zombie threats yet. Like, what is he doing with Haunted Shrine? Is Haunted Shrine 4-star zombie or is it just 4-star? No, it's got to be zombie because I think Zombina's the one where it's just 4. So I'm not going to side. Let's see what happens. Alright, Terra Master, let's do it. I'm going first. So this is where Charging Gaia is amazing. Because turn 1 breaker is not great. Because you sit there with the counter. And then you give your opponent a lot of opportunities to deal with it before you can use it effectively to pop something. But Charging Gaia is strong, 1900. And I do have the Sphere as the defense here. A little monster heavy and no Monarchs, so that's unfortunate. But I do have the Sphere to kind of stall until I can get something that's worth interconflicting for. Let's start with the normal summon Charging. And then next turn we can get the breaker if we don't have a Monarch because I'm assuming he's going to set. And so we can get some magic removal there. That's just hard pass. Yeah, we're going to his main phase. What is he going to do? Also, let me know, guys, if my audio levels are all right. So I have a new headset that's meant specifically for broadcasting, and I was using it, and it was doing very well. I have an interface that I hook it into and everything, because it's an XLR and a 1/4 inch. But recently, it's been giving me a problem where there's like this kind of background kind of puff. So hopefully that sounds all right. I got the background music to kind of mask that, but hopefully the sound quality is good. We got a set card, and we got 3 back row. So this is really good for Grand Marg, but I don't have it. What could the set card be? It's got to be something like Command Knight, right? So this would bonk into Command Knight. But then what is he using for Haunted Shrine? I'm flummoxed. All right, we got a Zoma. That's always fine to see. So let's start with a normal summon breaker, and then see if he has something in response to it. So I've found that I'm just going to use this to pop something anyway. But if he responds with like a Book of Moon, it flips breaker into the set position, and we do lose the counter. But I think of it as like it's a wash, because I could have certainly just, like, that could have been the thing I popped. How often do you brick with this deck? What would a bricked hand look like? Bricked hand, honestly, so it's 2 Kaiser Glider, 2 Grand Marg. And I don't find that I'm bricking consistently at all. In fact, I'm finding that I'm not getting the Monarchs consistently because it's a 22 card deck. But I usually find that I have enough defense to wait for the Monarch. But a brick hand would really just be the Kaiser Glider Grand Marg. Like 2 Kaiser Glider, 2 Grand Marg, and then say a Kaiser Glider, Grand Marg, and then maybe like a Widespread Ruin and a Shrink, and like my opponent isn't summoning a lot of monsters, for example. Might be a brick hand. Let's pop this last one he set with the breaker. It was a Road to Bluff. Alright. Got me there. Set the Zoma. We have the Sphere Karibo. Some extra defense here. It doesn't look like we're going to do... We might do life point damage if this goes through, but if this is Command Knight, then this is just a bonk. Nightmare... What? Nightmare Wheel? Nightmare Wheel? Nightmare Wheel? Do we side Jinzos? I think we're going to side Jinzos, man. I didn't even see that last game. And then this is... I'm going to pay the 300 to know that this is Command Knight. I would gladly lose 300 if it made me... Oh my god, it's a Deslacuda. How about that? How about that? That's an interesting card. I thought it was Command Knight for sure. I remember I was having trouble with this in the Speed Duel, the YouTuber tournament, because I assumed that it was like a flip, like all caps flip. We could draw, but no, you actually have to flip it yourself. So we get nothing there from Deslacuda. I'm going to end here. So Sphere Karibo is my defense, and Zoma and Haunted Shrine. Oh, Deslacuda is our zombie. Okay. Interesting. We got the Zoma here in Sphere. Charging Gaia is wheeled, which is going to... I mean, obviously he's playing TV Warrior. Makes sense. So I'm going to take the 500 here. That's kind of a pain. Second breaker, we'll be able to remove that, though. Alright. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense and flip it up to draw a card. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. That's fair. Alright, so we can see the Haunted Shrine playing well with Deslacuda here. Just for that specific effect. It seems kind of flashy for one card. But I do like that it's Earth also, because you can be searched with, like, I think Giant Rat plays there. A lot of Earth synergy here. Exile Force, sure. Okay, what are we getting rid of? Breaker, that's fine. Set up back row. I still feel pretty comfortable here, because I'm going to be able to get the Nightmare Wheel with this second breaker, unless he's got like a Book of Moon. I'm going to end phase Zoma here. Get the scary scaries out. And we still have an inner conflict. So if I top deck a Monarch, then we're going to be looking real good. Let's start. Widespread Ruin. So yeah, here's the problem. I think the 4 tribute monsters, it's not... You don't see it every time. And you know, I was thinking about it, and a deck like this doesn't run like... You can't, there's no room for Allure of Darkness, and there's no dark target. Well, there's Sphere and Breaker. I guess you could put Allures in here, but not running them, so can't just like keep drawing. Alright, let's go into main phase 1. Yeah, we're going to start with this Summon for Breaker. And if this goes off, we're going to pop Nightmare Wheel. So I could see him having a oh-ho. Wow, he's not going to draw next turn. That is some desperation. Must have something for this Zoma attack, maybe? Let's put this to attack. Set the Widespread Ruin. Sphere Kribo. Sphere Kribo seems like a little bit of a overkill of defense here now. Hey, Jack Dang 3. 3R. Let's go into battle. Let's hit him for 13 here. That's the problem with this Lakuta. Is like you flip it up, but then it's like such a liability on the field with only 500 attack. But he can Haunted Shrine banish it to get it back out. So he will get card draw in a sense here because of the flashiness that is the Haunted Shrine play. So you might see him actually do it here on the end phase, or let's see what else he's got. No. So I'll take 500 from Nightmare. Oh, and that puts his TP at 3. Haven't seen TP in so long. Got to remember that he's going to be able to pop something like Zoma now. Yeah, there it is. So another good thing about the Monarch deck here is that if I draw into a Monarch, I can tribute this Charging Gaia for it. I don't always have to enter Conflict. And that gets rid of Nightmare Wheel. And no Lakuta. There's a Kaiser Glider. Okay. So we got what we wanted. All right. So let's start with the tribute for Kaiser. And then this is going to really hurt him. Not going to kill him, though. 24. And let's see. And he has no counters, no cards. So this has to be some serious defense here in the back row. Or else we're gonna start running away with this. He's thinking. Okay, so he's got something here. Oh, he could also... I'm pretty sure he could also Haunted Shrine here to sack the Lakuta one more time. Just to kind of stop himself from taking the damage. If he does that, then that lets me know that his back row is not going to help him right now. All right, well, he's thinking. I'm going to tweet out my stream while he's thinking. Live now with Judgement Gaming Speed Duel Tournament. He's going to take that, puts him to 300 at twitch.tv/ oh, I love this song, Rook's Table. All right, that's all we got. So now he's going to draw. And let's see what he's got here. Another set. We're going to see Lakuta. Interesting that he's not doing that. He can banish it. And the Widespread Ruin, this is where it's kind of weird, and Widespread Ruin doesn't work too well here because he doesn't have a serious monster presence. Why not main Jinzos? A couple reasons. One, because I'm running a significant number of traps, including the Zomas. I like to see the Zomas at work. And two, because of the creativity that comes with making a deck like this, I wanted to rogueify it just a little bit with the Grand Margs, just because they were the traditional monarchs historically in the format. That is why the deck is called Monarch. So I wanted to do them justice, But I certainly have them in the side in case I start to sweat. Absolutely, the Jinzos, by the way. All right, so let's go to main phase 1, and we should be able to swing into him for game here. Let's normal summon the Charging Gaia. Just in case he has something that targets just one person. So he's probably saving the Haunted Shrine here for the to block damage. Let's go into battle, and let's start with Charging Gaia. See if that does it. He's got a Zoma. Shoot, can I take that Zoma? Yeah, I can. I can take 19 here, so I will do it. That puts a counter on TP. And she can drop Sphere if he wants, but this will kill him if he doesn't use the Haunted Shrine Vanish. Oh my god, he's got a Zoma. Ooh, didn't see that coming. Very good patience for Terramaster. So this means I have the Widespread Ruin in the Sphere Kribo here. So let's not attack that. Let's end. So he can drop 2 counters to ditch the Sphere, which would be very good on his part to assume that that's Sphere. But I do have the Widespread Ruin, which will work against the Zoma. Unless he has normal summons like a Blade Knight. Yep, he's got the Sphere. Very smart. Set a monster. Let's Destroy the one attack position monster your opponent controls with the highest attack. Yeah. Widespread ruin. So, this should be game. I can actually enter conflict here. I can actually enter conflict here just in case this is anything crazy. I'll take that. What is that, 550? And it's Lakuta. Tribute for Kaiser. And yeah, that's it. Deck's strong. And I didn't need Jinzos for it. We worked around the Zomas. And we had Zomas of our own that put in some work. Alright, let's report. Did I, a 2-0? No, I 2-1'd him. Alright. That's round 1. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, this deck's pretty strong. So I'm waiting for the mirror match because I think that's where, like, my thought process is going to be tested the most, around Kaiser Glider winning trades and things like that. But the card that I slept on that I didn't realize how important was to this deck was, I believe, the Charging Gaia, just because it's just such a presence, you know. Because Breaker is not a good turn 1 play because the counter just hangs there. Sure, it's at 19, but the counter just hangs there, and there are a lot of opportunities for it to get removed without you being able to pop something. But the Charging Gaia is a great turn 1 play. Alright. Let's see. I wonder what the time limits are here. Assuming that it's 20 minutes. Alright, well, we can peek in on another person while we wait. Who do we know is playing in this tournament? Tetra's playing. Is he playing in this tournament? Let's see. Come on. There we go. Yeah, he's playing. What are they playing? Let's peek. Oh, XYZ Dragon Cannon. And we are seeing Interconflict Monarchs with Tetra. So Tetra's here to win also. Looks like Justice is commentating this match also right now. Oh, yep, there he is. A few people watching this one. So we're seeing XYZ Dragon Cannon, which is a solid Tier 1 to Tier 2 deck. Some people are labeling it Tier 2 just because there's so much explosiveness right now with Interconflict Monarchs. But, yeah, definitely looks like there's a significant card advantage for Tetra with the Kaiser Glider out and the Charging Gaia. And, right, and I can't see any of these. What's in the graveyard? So it looks like he's had some fusions go through already, and the Union Hanger's gone. That's unfortunate. Oh, he's got another one, though. He's good. Can you use OG cards that are the same thing, or is every card an official Speed Duel card? Good question. You can, so on paper, which no one is really playing right now except for remote duels, it really depends on what tournament you're playing. I have been playing it where you can use like an OG card version of the card if you have a copy of the Speed Duel card with you. Similar to like how you play it if you use a card that's in a different translation or a different language. As long as you have a copy of the translation, then you're good. I've been doing it with OG cards. Especially with like Zomas and Nightmare Wheels back in before the Battle City box, because there was there's some great super rares of both, and so I was playing them. I actually played OG Zomas at the New York Comic Con remote, and I only got called out for it once by a guy. Like, wow, those are shinier than I remember. I was like, yeah, here's the I have the Speed Duel copy right here, and the judge was cool with it. So I would say yes if you have the actual copy. If you're playing on the kitchen table, sure. I would say use whatever OG copy you have, even if you don't have the Spiel copy, as long as the other person's cool with it, you know? It really just depends. Alright. So we're seeing, you just saw a breaker there on Tetra's side. X-Egg Cannon, super strong, but no effects. And XYZ Dragon Cannon out. So we don't see XYZ players get Dragon Cannon out too much, just because the secondary effects of all the littler boys are pretty solid. But XYZ is the big boy. That's and look at that defense too. Kaiser Glider can't beat over that. And Inner Conflict's already burned, so I don't think he can beat over this unless he shrinks it or something like that. Shrink, attack, and defense. Maybe it's just attack. Insane. And now we're using. Now we're able to banish to get more little boys out. And we have, I'm sure he has the Union Scramble, which allows you to get banished back into, I think it's your hand. But XYZ, we just saw the ability to drop a card to the graveyard in order to pop anything on Tetra's side, and he's going for monsters. So there goes the Charging Gaia. End phase, we have Zoma. So end phase Zoma's fine. You've seen Zoma everywhere, all over the place. We saw that it looks like Tetra already sided in a Lost Wind, so this certainly isn't game one. Seeing the Lost Wind against the Ixies, which is great. Target a face-up spell, special summon monster in the field, so that's all XYZ monsters. Negate the effects, and also its attack is half. That's pretty solid. Because everybody's getting the XYZ variations out because of the abilities, which is essentially drop a card in the graveyard to do something. Some of them it's a face-up spell trap, some of them it's a monster, some of them it's a face-down, and I think XYZ Dragon Cannon is all of them. It can just be any card. So Lost Wind is really solid there, because then you have a weak monster that does nothing. And I believe it's just, yeah, it's one face-up special summon monster. So XYZ is a little explosive because they can get multiple out at a time, as you can see here. Works much better on Magnet Warriors, based on my just based on my history of playing so far. Just because Valkyrian is the big boy, that you know, it's the real one that you can target. Not too many other special summons there. Okay, so we're in the main phase of Ursus. If someone wanted to learn more about Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel's deck builds and prices, is there a YouTube channel that you know of that has such a... Tony, you're feeding me, you're feeding me softballs here. Perhaps with the same name as this channel, maybe? Yes, there is. So you can go to youtube.com/rookstable, which is, I think, if I did this right, is like in a banner at the bottom. I just recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I do a lot of deck profiling, Speed Duel coverage in general, and recently, a couple months ago, I was starting to do budget deck builds, and I think I might revisit that for Battle City Box, because, you know, a lot of these cards actually aren't that expensive. In fact, I think it's almost cheating, because I think a lot of decks that you can build, unless you're using Sphere Kribos, can be budget. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I do too, man. Big think on Ursus's side here. What is the plan? I mean, I just don't know what Tetra's back row is. And historically, Tetra he's our famous Italian bass player, and he is known for his patience. He can have something like a Zoma or something that he could easily use early, and he holds on to it till the end. Clear on the effect of XYZ to drop Obelisk the Tormentor to pop the set. Why do you have Obelisk in this deck? I mean, I guess you could have a full board here. You could certainly have a full board here with all the banishing to special summon fusions. That's a lot of work and cards to get Obelisk out, but there are ways to get it, avenues to get it easier. But interesting to run Obelisk here. Offerings to the Doom. No, offerings to the... Is that offerings? Yeah, it is offerings to Doom. It's the other other art. Yeah, Obelisk, I don't know. I guess it's like some people, you know, this was a free tournament. All right, so the stakes aren't that high. Widespread Ruin. Ooh, good. So he was going to swing in with X-Head Cannon. Widespread Ruin would destroy the face-up attack monster with the highest attack on the opponent's side of the field. chain Book of Moon to flip it face down, saving it from widespread ruin. That's a good call. And now we got a normal summon Kaiku. And did we just hard pass? Okay. So that's 1-1. Ooh, boy. If you're running 3 Union Scramble, why not? Yeah, true. You just get... That's the thing about XYZ deck, and I love it because it makes you really think, is that there are just so many options. Because the little boys are like, you don't sleep on them. They do insane work. I think they have the same attack as if you were to equip like Z to Y or something like that, but it's not necessarily about attack because the effects are great. It's just so versatile with being able to drop cards to the graveyard in order to pop stuff. And then Union Scramble gets banished back, so you always have fodder to ditch into the grave. The Magnet Warriors and Obelisk is actually pretty good with the It's a God skill. Yes, I agree. I just profiled an Obelisk deck using, essentially it was Magnet Warriors without Valkyrian and with the It's No Monster, It's a God, so I always got Obelisk right away. I only need to run the one copy, and then it's just a matter of getting a combination of Foolish Burialing your magnets with either Foolish Burial or Delta's effect, then using Magnetic Field to get the magnets back out, and then you got the Rock Spirit, which you can special summon by banishing a magnet in your grave, or I think it's like an Earth Rock. So very easy to get 3 monsters out for a tribute for Obelisk. Doesn't have it on turn 1, but very easy to get that out. And it's fun because you can also, you know, if Obelisk doesn't work out, you can also just play magnets, which is always a fun one. Magnets are one of my favorites right now. Alright, so we got a Union Hanger. This is a really good setup for XYZ. Breaker to pop Z, though. That's good stuff. So Union Hanger allows you to add a Light Machine Union monster from deck to hand. So this is how you set up really well. And then this is the card that also lets you just start equipping stuff. And Z's effect was that if Y were to get destroyed, Z would be destroyed instead as the equip. We just saw a Sphere Kribo on the Breaker swing into Y. That would have put him in a serious disadvantage if that went through. To empty his board like that. Breaker is so good. Like Breaker almost, if we didn't Sphere Kribo, Breaker alone would have shut that down. So we have a normal summon Z Metal Tank. And we can equip if we'd like, because we still have Union Hanger. Got a back row from Ursus. Yeah, Breaker in defense is rough. 1,000. It's like, it reminds me of Blade Knight. I think it's the same stats, 16 and 1. Blade Knight can be a monster if it's at 2,000 out there, but then you're back in the era of Windstorm, you know, you just Windstorm it and you beat over it, no problem with anything. And we're taking 15 there, so we didn't have back row or spheres to stop the Breaker dying and the direct attack. Pardon me. But we do have Interconflict still, so he might be setting up for a good Interconflict play, and he wants to make sure that he's seeing that Ursus kind of like spends all of his resources. If he has all the cards on the field and he knows what he's dealing with, it might be easier to orchestrate an Interconflict. So it might be a couple things that I can learn from Tetra here, or maybe I'm just putting him on a pedestal and he's got nothing. We'll have to see. Man, yeah, these are the big think games. I'm gonna kick myself when I play against an XYZ because I'm gonna be trying to think, but also trying to, you know, keep the stream and talk through. But sometimes I make some mistakes that way. So we're interconflicting Z for Kaiser Glider. Okay, pretty straightforward. Battle phase, we're going to swing into Y, and we're going to see if there's defense on the Y. No, we're going to take the 900, and that's going to go away. So that's good. Union Hanger's effect only lets you get a monster from deck to hand when it's activated, I believe. Yeah, when it's activated, so it's not like he can just keep getting stuff. Book of Moon Kaiser Glider, you know, I like that because it's still 2200 defense, which is you can't just like solve your problems by putting a Kaiser Glider in defense. Oh, Union combination. Here comes the banish for, and this is once per turn. Isn't that so stupid? Here comes a variation of a little boy. We got the YZ Tank Dragon. This is the one where you ditch to grave and you target a face-down monster. So very, very good synergy there. We got the Book of Moon to put Kaiser Glider into defense, and then we get the YZ to drop for the targeted face-down monster to destroy. Similar to what I wanted to do with Grand Marg and Book of Moon, because Grand Marg, when it's tribute summoned, you can pop a set. So Book of Moon, that's why I'm running it at 3. I'm sure that Ursus is running it at 3 as well, so we can always have that option. And Kaiser Glider is not something that can easily be beat over by a lot of his tanks, really any of his tanks. So he always has that as a secondary. So Kaiku is going to work really good here. Good side by Tetra, because he's going to take that with only one card in the back row, and now we're going to be able to banish both of the tanks. Oh, but it's a Union Scramble. That is the card he needed, because he wouldn't have been able to Union Combination because there was nothing in the grave. But Union Scramble just brought them all back from Banish. That's so stupid that it plays with Banish like that. And now we're drawing. So, yeah, all of a sudden this was turned around. So just one Union Scramble. Plays very well. We got 11 watchers on this match. This is a match to see. This must be one of the last ones. See what he's going to do with the card he drew. So now we have no back row. Also, Tetra is still hanging on to 2 back row, which, you know, it could be like Zomas he's just holding on to for dear life. And we're not seeing too much magic removal because we're seeing Ursus opt for the YZ, which will go for set monsters. He's looking to clear monsters, not back row. So I think Tetra feels a little safe there. And I believe, I'm sure that Tetra thinks that there's no other back row removal that Ursus is running aside from an XYZ variant to get rid of those. So I think that he feels pretty safe holding on to those. Well, it's not a Lost Wind. It's true, Lost Wind would be a good back row here. But that's the magic of Tetra, because he can essentially condition his opponent to think he doesn't have something like Lost Wind and take a hit early, and then he frickin' has it. I've seen it firsthand in finals of previous tournaments. This was before Battle City. But stuff like, you know, just the Pocket Zoma, or the Pocket, even something like the Pocket Kunai, where you're letting attacks go through left and right only to reveal it at the end. He really knows how to use his life points as a resource. Definitely Book. He's just thinking out loud. This is a tough first round opponent to play against Ursus, you know. Plus these decks are no joke. This also goes to show just how scrappy you can be even after Inner Conflict is burned. Because he did get, I think it was a tank to get Kaiser Glider, and then Ursus had to pop a Book of Moon to put in defense, and then get one of the fusions out just to deal with it. There's a Book of Moon on, I think that was the Y. Book of Moon flips face-down monsters can't have equips, so Z Metal goes to the graveyard, so that's a good extra bit of removal there. Book of Moon is so versatile. Book of Moon has so many uses in this format right now. Almost summon Charging Gaia. Oh, really strong offense right here. Charging Gaia, Kaiku, and Charging. Both those going away. Kaiku couldn't do battle damage, so we aren't banishing. But we're going to see a Union combination here probably, because I think we got a full graveyard. We can do some stuff. I think so. So we should be able to get one of the variations out. Or can we get XYZ? Does it just need to be 3, or does it have to be all 3 X, Y, and Z? I think we're just going to get a little boy out here. We got normal summon X head. So I think that, does Union combo work? No, he's going right to battle phase. I think I'm overthinking this. We're going to crash with Kaiku because we want to keep those. And the Shrink, quick play Shrink, that drops into 9. And yeah, that's it. Shrink putting in work too. Good. Justified that I have it in my deck. And you know, the Shrink was the Shrink in the Book of Moon. 2 cards that he held on for the longest time that he could have absolutely used at any point. But he really held on to it. Man. So this is the big brain play that you're going to see in top 4. I don't know. Am I going to make top 4? It's going to be hard to say because I'm still trying to play around with the creativity of the Monarch deck. But I'm 1-0, so we got that going for us. Let's see if that's gonna make up the end of round 2. See if anybody else is finishing up. I'm not familiar with any of these names. Let's see. Round is already over. Round 2 coming up. Okay. So now we're waiting for round 2. I'm wondering if we'll see any spellproof armors. That can be tough to get through with the book and shrinks. I agree, Kaboozy baby. I don't think I saw that Cursive entered this tournament, and that is that's definitely one of his favorites that he leans towards. Spellproof. I think that he single-handedly made spellproof. Well, he was definitely one of the pioneers that made spellproof known and visible with utility from the Battle City box, and obviously shutting down like Book of Moons and stuff. It's great in a single match where maybe you don't have a side ready for it. We'll have to see. I think that in all the tournaments that we've seen so far this year, we've seen like 1 or 2 people enter that deck. Same with like we're still seeing people use Dark Moth. So yeah, we'll see. I'm assuming now because I'm 1-0, so I think that how the Swiss works, I'm probably going to play another 1-0er. So I don't think that I'm going to play a freebie Skull Servants. You always see one of those too. Or any sort of other rogue, vague-themed deck. Alright. Guys, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to just grab water really quick. If you're enjoying the stream, you can retweet it, share it with your friends. We're at twitch.tv/rookstable as we're going into round 2 of the Judgement Gaming tournament. Be right back. We're back. We are here. Let's see. Give me round 2. There's like sometimes these are confusing just because there's like 6 different chat channels for the tournament. Yeah, all right. We just gotta wait for round 2 being posted. Well, you know what I was gonna do? Hopefully my camera was gonna work. I don't know why it didn't. I literally used it 2 days ago, and now it's like I don't understand what Streamlabs OBS is. I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess I should have tried to set up before like 1:50. But what I was gonna do in between was I had like 20 Magic packs I was just going to open in between matches just for fun, because I was saving them for a draft, but set's almost out of rotation for Magic, and I'm not seeing any friends aren't really getting together, of course, so I think I was just going to rip them open in between. I might do a separate video for that though. I'll keep doing Magic stuff every now and then just to pop it in, pepper it into the channel. Yeah, Dark Moth can be tough. I like the Moth for its ability to only use 5 cards, 3 Parasites, 2 Moth, a skill. The engine seems like that'll be something people can easily throw that engine into. I agree, and I think that it works exceptionally well if you go dark with it, like I did when I was playing kind of the meta towards the end, just because, and the reason because of that is Allure of Darkness, certainly. Allure of Darkness is just more of a card draw engine. Also, Gap the Divine Soldier was putting in a lot of work, because we were seeing a lot of sets, especially playing against Moth. You're setting kind of nervously, hesitantly, and Gap is great in kind of breaking that out and letting themselves show themselves, so then you can slap a Parasite on it. But I'm not sure if Dark Moth is... I was thinking about maybe doing a mini-series. It's like, does Dark Moth still stand, and play against all these decks? I'm thinking that... I think that more or less it can. I think that we got to rethink Gap. pepper it. Yeah, I think we got to rethink Gap just because people aren't setting monsters as much anymore. Also, it would be very easy to Book of Moon a Moth and then use something to get rid of it. Or you can even Lost Wind a Moth. Lost Wind would work on Moth, just like it would work on something like Magnets or XYZ. And you would need the double Moth, which is you probably hit that like let's say 2/3 of the time, 50% of the time to hit the double Moth to have one in your hand already. Especially with the Lure of Darkness being able to find one. But you really would need it every time to stay competitive, I think. It'd be interesting to try. Let's see. There's so many tables. All right, or so many channels. Do you anticipate a ban list for speed duels to limit Book of Moon? That's a good question. So I don't think there'll be a ban list this year. Personally, I don't know if I think that if speed duels in general gain more popularity, and COVID isn't helping anything right now, but I think if we gain more popularity, we might be looking at a ban list. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, to be honest. Book of Moon, I'd be more interested to see. I think they would try and replicate all of the limitations already, so I think we would see like Book of Moon. I'm sorry, Foolish Burial at 1, for example. Metaverse, I think, would be at 1. But interesting to see and to know. I could see them semi-limiting it. 2 is fine. Round 2 pairings. Don't start until we tell you, please. Okay, these guys are out. There's 40 people in this tournament, so that's probably like 5 rounds. Who else is in this tournament? We got Tetra. Freezekui is a really good player. Posse Bossy is Danique. That's Card Game Philosopher. Lucas Gaylord, also part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy. Yeah, I'm playing JDG Kid Machinate, which I don't know. I mean, the JDG tag tells me that he's pretty consistent with the Judgment series. But I know that he's pretty much always top 4 or so. So this one's going to be a tough one. Really have to be on top of it. Did they say we can start? I'm just going to add... Let's get it. Let's do a match. Using Monarch, Inner Conflict. Let's do it. Yeah, I'd be interested to know what Machinate's playing. I'm assuming that it's a it's gonna be a Monarch deck, so we're gonna see a mirror match here. In fact, let's go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy server because I think that look at this. How do you keep up with this anyway? Yeah, here it is. Oh, actually, I'm already on it. The Hall of Victory. Yeah, they just did a 100 subs tournament, which was a few days ago, and we're seeing. Oh, look at that! Inner Conflict Monarch. Oh, this is Apprentice Monarch. Oh, we actually do see a Moth here. Dark Moth with Breaker. Oh, that's a good idea. And, okay. Guardians of the Tomb. With Warriors, looks like. I only got the Swamp Boy. Waking the Dragon. That's rogue as heck. And Inner Conflict. I'm seeing XYZ. Apprentice Monarch. Is Kid Machinate in here? Look at that. Danique took second here with Spellproof. Oh, actually, Spellproof with XYZ. No, I don't see him. Hard to know what he's going to be running. Let's get back up here. All right. Yeah, the time between rounds is a pain. Hard to fill. But hopefully I can stream the whole tournament. Here we go. Oh, nope. I thought I was going to start. Hopefully I can stream the whole tournament, though. We're going to round 2, and it's hasn't even been an hour. It's pretty promising. I'll have to figure out what I want to do if I make it into a top or anything, because I don't know if I can keep this going for like 6 hours. I usually try and stream for like 3, and that's already a daunting video to click on the YouTube channel, you know, a 3-hour VOD. But I appreciate the folks that look. I hope that it's, what I try and do is make it kind of like something you can put on the background like a stream. And kind of podcasty. It's not really too much you got to look at, because I try my best to kind of explain everything, kind of like a radio. Oh, this is my guy. There he is. Can we start, though? Round 2 start. Yeah, let's do it. All right. Let's see what we got. Yeah. All right, we're looking for Gaias, charging Gaias here on the opener. Strong starts. So this is an interesting hand, because I'm playing Interconflict. Okay, playing against Interconflict. So I don't have a monster I can put out, and I'm going first. Kaiser Glider, it's not necessarily a brick if I can IC something next turn. But hand's kind of lacking here. Definitely set the Zoma, and let's set the Shrink, and let's pass. Giving him nothing to IC yet. In fact, this might just be a very defensive. Oh, we got a Breaker. Breaker's gonna be good. Yeah, that's good. I'm not gonna pop Zoma yet, because then he would obviously snipe it. Yep, declaring an effective Breaker. That's a good starting hand right there. Yeah, he's got the Zoma. That is unfortunate. It doesn't have to be face up, face down. That's just one spell trap on the field. That is the power of Breaker. Shrinking this is worthless. I think that sphering it is worthless. You know, we don't need to get too defensive just yet. So we'll take the 16. So now we can IC Tribute for Kaiser and then start doing some stuff. But then, of course, he can IC and Tribute for something. So this is where the mirror match is tough, because it's really just like it's a game of chicken. Who's going to IC first? So this is really tough. I think Grand Mark is a good call first, though, because at least I can use it to pop stuff. And then if I'm trying to think about when I would ever get an opportunity to Tribute again, where I could go toe-to-toe with the Monarch of his, and Kaiser would win. Yeah, I think that we have to do it. So I see. And I'll pay 12. And then I'll do Grand Marg. See if there's a response. And we'll pop this. Probably thinking about a response. Chain Book of Moon. Yeah, 1,000 defense. That is tough. So we have Sphere to block an attack, but if he ICs this, then we're in trouble. We are in trouble. This is where Shrink isn't that effective. If we're really slapping each other with monsters, then it's a good card, but not a great card to start. Yeah, here's the IC. The Jinzo. Jinzo. So Shrink works around Jinzo. But we have to sphere him. We have to sphere him, save our skin. End phase, nothing I got. Breaker, and a 1500 Jinzo. So 16 is going to beat over that. So if he has Sphere Karibo, then I am in trouble. So Breaker comes out and it can pop the back row. Then it should be able to beat over Jinzo, even at the 1600, unless we have Sphere. So let's normal summon the Breaker. That's a great top deck. And we got a Book of Moon. So that's what I would have popped anyway, but good chain there because now I can't attack it. So Jinzo's going to go back into attack next turn and hurt me. And Shrink will not save Breaker because it's at 1000. So if we were head-on attack, Shrink would help. But it will not in this case. So we're going to be in trouble here. We're going to lose Breaker with the Kaiser Glider just sitting here, unfortunately. Yep, even the Shrink would put it at 12, which would still kill it. So we have to lose Breaker. It's very unfortunate. And something like Zoma can't save us either because it's Jinzo. Start, and here we go. We're seeing a brick now. Second Kaiser Glider, no inner conflict. So we think that this is it for us for game 1. Absolutely nothing I can do. So I don't need to... I could pop Shrink to be flashy, but it would still be 12. I don't need him to know that I'm running Shrink, so I'm going to admit defeat here. Let's go into the side. So we saw Book of Moon in the back row, and I don't think we saw traps. Makes sense because he's playing Jinzo. So... trying to think of the sides here. Putting in our Jinzos won't help. And... Kaiku won't help. Lost Wind won't help. So we've hit a deck where our side isn't going to help us too much. Grand Marg I think is going to be a strong play though. But I think a couple other top decks would have helped there. You know, anything that would have beat over Jinzo in defense. The Sphere Karibo is working well there. So let's just go right into game 2 with the same deck, and let's go second. But it really is a game of chicken of who I sees first. We're going to see him go first. I got Zoma, Widespread, Shrink, and Breaker, so we got to use those quick. Really strong first turn, though. We got Charging Guy on a set. Really, really strong first turn. I could quick play Shrink here to beat over the Charger. Maybe I'll do that. Or if I top deck a Monarch. No top decks. So, Breaker, yeah, I see not happening. Well, Breaker. And then, okay. And then we'll remove it to pop the back row. With Zoma, which is good. Set Widespread and Zoma. If he gets a Jinzo out, then we're in trouble. Let's go to battle. And do I quick play Shrink this? Just to get rid of Charger? I think so. Yeah, let's do it. I'll quick play Shrink. It's going to go through. And what's that life point difference? That puts him in... it's obnoxious. Like 950. 550? 650. So inner conflict into Jinzo is a real problem. But I still have my inner conflict this time. So we have the defense to get away from Jinzo right away. And then if we get a Monarch ourselves, then we're going to be able to turn this around. But the IC into Jinzo is devastating here. There's a back row. We got a Breaker. Okay. Let's see if he does spell counter. Because if he goes right into battle, just try to beat over, I'm going to widespread ruin him. But if he removes the counter, then something's going to die here. Or something's going to get popped here, and then we will go for a crash. Oh, that's the Zoma? I didn't think the Zoma was over here. Man. Alright, we both popped each other's Zomas. So he is running Zoma. So Jinzo might be an okay side if we get to a game 3. So we are pretty much neck and neck here. I have a slight life point advantage, but 1 card in hand, 1 in the back row, and Breakers. Breakers is a cool card. Such a cool card. Monarch. Widespread Ruin. Really would have liked Monarch there. I think we're both struggling to find Monarchs here. I think I'd go for the trade here, actually. I'll go for the trade here. Because then he might be able to get something out next turn, and I have defense for it, and then maybe I get the Monarch here. 2 Widespread Ruin, so I'm safe from anything that he tries to get out unless it's Jinzo. I have the Sphere for Jinzo. And Phase Dust, my Widespread, sure. So, wow, it is really neck and neck. Breaker. Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay. So he's going to pop my back row. He'll get 16 in for free. But then if I really do get if I get one of the 4 Monarchs next turn, then I'm going to be okay. Unless that 1 card in hand is Jinzo. But we can't, I don't think there's a way we can play around it right now. So we'll just have to go for it. 16. And give me Monarch. Give me Monarch. Look him up. Shoot. Set, look, and pass, really. So if he has Jinzo, he'll tribute his own Breaker right now for Jinzo. Doesn't look like he does. Set in the back row. Am I going to take another 16? I think I will. Life points don't matter. It's inner conflict. I'm just going to half him anyway. If anything, I'm a big brain for getting so low to then half that, you know? Does he have anything that he can chain in the damage step that'll kill me? I don't think so. So 16. We'll take 16. Puts me at 8. Jeez. Where are these guys? Set the Shrink. So we got some good defense against Jinzo. Oh, boy. But I can't take that 16 again. I'm gonna start popping defense until I can get my Monarch. Let's end. Yeah, giving him all the time in the world to draw his Monarchs also. But we are really struggling. I'll Sphere it. Might not have been the best call actually because he might have more magic removal, or that was safe in my hand. But it'd be great if he thought that these were traps, so that he'd think he's safe when he Jinzos. Give me a Monarch. Sphere. Jeez. It's the same hand. Man. Let's do a hard pass. Yeah, there we go. And face Zoma. Alright, we're getting serious now. I'm giving him too many opportunities to get something good. So, if you book a Moon as Zoma, I believe the ruling is that it goes back as a set trap. Isn't that crazy? So we're going, oh! Okay. I lose. If I shrink any of these, I lose, right? Yeah. This will be the one to shrink, and it's 18. I just lost. I gave him too much time. He got too many monsters out. I couldn't draw my Monarch. I'll play through it just to play through. But I lost, effectively, because Shrink won't save me. 18. 18 and a half is 9. 19 and a half is 950, and that would have been 8. So I ran out of... I gave him too much time to get too many monsters. He didn't even need a Monarch. I didn't have a Monarch. And that's it. A Monarchless win. That's unfortunate. That was the biggest thing was the lack of Monarchs there. And then here's 5 monsters in a row. Yeah. Five monsters in a row. All right, so I'd like to think that that wasn't a loss due to my incompetency. I think that it was a draw situation there. So now we're 1-1. All right. Well, he should report that probably. And let's put on another match here. You can always tell when Speed Duel matches are like lit up and as popular as any of these others because we've seen this as a tournament. Yeah, let's watch Terra Master play here. Oh. Oh. I'm so sorry, buddy. I didn't know. What did I just walk into? Just walked into Terra Master losing again. That's an 0-2 Terra Master. What is he playing against? We're seeing, okay, he's playing TP Warrior against, oh, look at that, TP Warrior. Ooh, Cosmic Cyclone TP Warrior. I'm seeing Cosmic Cyclone on TP Warrior because I don't think, I mean, banishing the spell doesn't really do much in a lot of decks we're playing against, but the 1,000 life point loss is a counter. People are using it for the counter, which makes sense. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, Terra Master. Okay. Yes, he did. That's a big thumbs up. Oh, he was playing Stevie. I've played this guy in remote duels before. Shoot, TP Warrior. TP Warrior is kind of scrappy. I like that too. Just because playing with Twisted Personality is always fun. See the counters go up and down, having all those options that sometimes your opponent forgets about. Who else is playing? Oh god, I'm gonna need another cup of coffee. Where's Tetra? I keep muting myself to cough violently. I hope that I'm actually muting myself. That'd be pretty embarrassing when I watch it back. Tetra not catching a break against XYZ Dragon Cannon decks, as we are seeing his second of the day. And both of his matches so far have been against the XYZ. It's a deck that's not going away. These guys are both, what are they, both 1-1? Tetra 1, right? So sometimes these are working. We got Breaker popping. Yeah, really good. Breaker is a solid counter. We saw that last time. We saw Breaker pop Z, beat over Y. No response, no defense from the last guy, and no response from this guy. Union combo. It does feel the Union combo, which is cool. But we're going to get a little boy out, and is XY the face down? Yeah, XY, or YZ is the face down. So that's where Book of Moon, we're reactivating Union Hanger. The reason why he's reactivating Union Hanger is because on the activation you can add from deck to hand. Typically not a reason to reactivate. Oh shoot. Is that not working right? I think I just got a follow. Thanks for the follow, Bryce Hout. There should be a thing that pops up. What the heck, man? I'm all out of sorts today. But thank you for the follow. Oh, lost my train of thought. Yeah, what were we saying? YZ, we were seeing before the Book of Moon synergy to flip something like, I think at the time it was like Kaiser Glider, to get rid of that easily with the YZ effect. But now we're just getting it out just to get it out. You know, we got this 2100 attack monster. It's pretty solid. And we have the Y, Dragon, Z, Metal. It's a solid combo there. I hope we have another Breaker, Tetra, because it's really easy to see how out of control this board gets on the XYZ side, especially you throw in a Union Scramble. All right, he's going in battle, and I think Y is at, what is that, 21? 600 attack on 15, that's 21. And if Y were to get destroyed, Z gets destroyed instead. So let's see if we have an answer here on the back row, if we have a Sphere. Have we seen Sphere from Tetra yet? I'm not sure. Book of Moon. Book of Moon flips Y, and then Z goes away. Smart. Book of Moon. Book of Moon. Limit that sucker. All right, we're seeing a slam into breaker, though. That's going to happen. Tetra's board is empty. We got 3 cards in hand. And we still have interconflict, which, you know, is the name of the game. UIC the YZ. That's so much work just to hand it over. You know, so much fusion work just to hand it over to your opponent, and then you tribute it for like a Kaiser Glider. You're going to beat over the set Y, and then we have to worry about Union Scramble, which Union Scramble won't put together anything that can beat over something like a Kaiser Glider, but we can see another YZ Book of Moon scenario. So I think that this is where Tetra's thinking about making the big play to interconflict something. But he needs to think about what responses Beast has in the back row. So here's the interconflict. Paying half the life points, which is tough. Yeah, it's tough, but at this point, if he did this right, if he's doing this right, life points shouldn't matter. Ooh, we're activating YZ's effect to drop a Jinzo. Maybe he's bricked. Did he have bricks? Yeah, and another Jinzo. That was really smart. I wouldn't have thought to do that. You actually use your opponent's monster's effect, which I was just ready to go for the tribute next. Use the effect to drop to get the booked Y to the graveyard. So smart. And that should have given him a win right there. That was really, really smart. But we had another Jinzo out, so we did brick a little bit, and then Jinzo swinging in, gets hit by a Book of Moon, and now that Jinzo is technically not active on the field, we can activate Union Scramble while we can before we can't, and we can get some unions back. Now we're going to use... oh god, going too fast. Did you just activate the Union Hanger effect? Oh, to do the equip? But he can't. So he's leaving him there. So now we got a main phase 1. We got a Jinzo that we know is... What is that defense? It's like 1,500. Can be beat over by, ironically, not either of these, but by X-Head, by any sort of fusion with Union combination, or by an equipped Z to Y. So, a lot of options for Beast here, a few different ways you can do this. One of the great reasons why this deck's good. A lot of options. Activating the effect of Z-Metal. Doing the equip, going for 21 to slam into a face-down defense Jinzo. And a Foolish Burial is going to fuel his graveyard more with something from the deck. That's an X-Head. So we can Union combo. We got the really solid Union combo set up here. Look at that, Union combination. Banishing a Y and an X to get an XY. Oh no! Are we doing XYZ? Oh, we're doing XYZ, man. So now we can drop a card from hand to grave to pop something. So he's probably going to drop his 1 card in hand to pop the back row, so there's nothing stopping him from beating over this 1,500 defense Jinzo. And the card that he dropped was a Z, which it works well in the graveyard for Union combination. So there goes the Shrink. He's chaining Shrink on XYZ, so that puts XYZ to math 14. We're using the Haunted Shrine-like effect on Union Scramble to get a Light Machine Union monster returned to hand. That's X-Head. So, yeah, pretty solid board control here for Beast. This should be a game for Beast. Absolutely. Because the Jinzo is going to get beat over by... It's got to be the Y Dragon, because the... oh, man. Union Scramble into XYZ again to destroy another card. Just in case there was like a sphere. And it can it doesn't have to be once per turn. It's not once per turn. You can do it as many times as you want. It's crazy. That is crazy. So there goes Jinzo. Oh, that's right. When you activate Union Combination, you cannot attack directly. I keep forgetting about that part. That's what makes the deck... That would be super broken if we just slam in for game here. But Tetra just got 2-0'd by XYZ Dragon Cannon. Deck's solid. Good to know. Even as, you know, we saw him fight well against the deck last game. But good to know that even with a Jinzo interconflict deck, you know, you leave yourself open for a deck like this. It's tough. These guys really fight for the top tier spot. You know, XYZ, interconflict Monarch. It's tough to know what's really superior until we just keep seeing tournament statistics stretch out over a long period of time. But really good early meta ideas for now. Alright, let's see where we're at. Let's look at some rulings here. Deactivated offerings, I chain Book and Moon. Offerings will resolve without effect and do nothing. You must still skip your draw phase. Ooh, that is nasty. Offerings to the Doom, chain Book of Moon on your own monster. Book of Moon resolves first, goes backwards. Kaiser Glider. Offerings... Has Offerings got to be a face-up monster? No, I didn't think so. Offerings will resolve without effect and do nothing. Yeah, you gotta select a target. You can't just change your target willy-nilly just based on what's happening in response. After I set a monster that is targeted by Nightmare Wheel, will the wheel effect to burn 500 be still active? Yes. Yes, you can Nightmare Wheel a set monster. When I declare my wheel on his booked monster... Oh, yeah. No, you can still Nightmare Wheel. It's not an equip. That's the beauty of Nightmare Wheel. You're not equipping it. It's not like Mask of the Accursed. I think Mask of the Accursed is the one that's the spell that equips. Nightmare Wheel is amazing. Alright, let's see where we're at. Who else is playing? Maybe I should stream more where I just like watch random people's matches. I feel like these always end up being like 40% my matches and then 60% just chilling, you know? Let's see what Ursus is up to. This is the guy that was also playing XYZ. Playing against this guy, Pasuki 8. Was that a Despair from the Dark? We doing Viral Despair here? Viral Despairs with Warriors? Any Haunted Shrines here? We got Zambina. I'm assuming that's viral infection. Weird to see XYZ on this side of the field. We got this is a slap fest though. We got this Pasuki 8 to 200, and we just got an XYZ. Gonna drop to get rid of Despair. Can't attack directly the turn this happens, so good call in defense here. We got 1,000 life points left, so makes sense. So now we see, oh, we do have Haunted Shrine banished, so we've used Haunted Shrine a couple times already here. We're in the death throes of this match here. And now Pasuki relying on the top deck. I think actually, I think I just stumbled into a win for Ursus. Is that right? Oh, we're going to chain Haunted Shrine before the pop happens to give Despair from the Dark deck. Haunted Shrine was the best top deck right there. That's insane. Despair is huge. 28. This is going to go toe-to-toe with XYZ. That's not fair. Offerings to the Doom. Oh, and it is face-up monster. Yeah, so Book of Moon does fizz out Offerings, and you skip your draw phase. Wow, that is not a good card to run anymore, huh? I thought Offerings was still safe, but Book of Moon is a monster. And that's a win for Ursus. We just stumbled with a win for Ursus. That's cool. Book of Moon has been in what? Every deck so far? That is nuts. Oh, and the Book of Life. Can't forget the Book of Life. Book of Life is great in Viral Despair deck because you can Viral Infection to get your Despair from your hand to the graveyard. You can just like turn one. Just get your Despair from hand to graveyard, and then you Book of Life, and then well, Viral Infection, you call a monster, right? So then your opponent has a monster in the graveyard. Then you call Book of Life, and you're able to banish that monster. You get Despair out for free, turn one. Pretty sane. All right, let's. I'm going to take just a quick break here, and wait for round 3. I'll be right back.
De la gran oscuridad hasta que me convierta en rayos y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad y más hasta que me convierta en rayos y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad y más allá. Seremos miles, crecemos en número, en solo un trueno de horizontes. Seremos miles, y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos y más allá.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you,
We are back. What's going on? 5-minute warning. A minute ago. Alright. 5-minute warning. Who's still playing? Blaze is in this tournament. I've seen his name before. Oh, finally, Magna Warriors. What's, yeah, bam! Magnetic Attraction. I'm playing with Valkyrian. You've seen it here? It's gotta be game 3, right? Against TP Warriors. Man, TP Warriors is much more consistent in this tournament than I thought, to be honest. I thought we'd see a lot less of them with the XYZ and the Magnets out and about. Being a fun deck to play. Magnetic Field getting beta. Offerings to do. Man, this is also a card that's still being pretty prevalent, even with Book of Moon. Looks like it's a pretty early game. And no cards in hand, any blue, and offerings on a beta. That's I guess I don't know the full context. I know the Battle City box just came out, and Speed Duels just started. But do you think we can anticipate getting as much Speed Duel product this year? If so, when do you think the next product will be released? That's a great question. I was actually thinking about doing a standalone video on it. I'm going to call it something like, all right, the box is out, now what? That's a great question, though. In short, I think that we'll probably get one more product this year. But I can definitely, I'll probably expand on that in a standalone video, because I know people are anticipating, like, this would seem to be kind of like the finale. And, you know, with Matt Bell leaving in, like, October, who was the guy who was running the whole format, they were hiring his replacement, but it hasn't been clear who it is, and the engagement hasn't been as consistent as it was when Matt was the guy. So, we'll see. We'll see. I can definitely anticipate one more product this year. I think that the next thing they're going to do is a booster box, because we've had two constructed, kind of like set constructed products so far. And so I think a booster box is next. I think boxes sell better, you know, because it's boxes sell better just because the gambling. People like gambling. You know, people will buy it, just pull, get the big pulls, turn around, sell them for tons of money. Speed Duel was never really about the money, of course. Like, I think that last booster box was Trials of the Kingdom, and Floodgates and Parasites were like 20, I think. So I think $20 is like the highest we're seeing cards. But then those boxes are really only like, what are they, like 40, 45 bucks? You're seeing regular Yu-Gi-Oh boxes, like what's the Lightning one that's coming out? Or was it out? It came out yesterday. I think that's like 70 bucks a box, you know? And don't even get me started on Magic booster boxes, like 110, 90 to 110. So Speed Duel, I think that it's all kind of relative. Somebody can, I think that it's balanced from a monetary standpoint. If somebody really wants to gamble by buying a bunch of Speed Duel boxes, they may very well pull the $20 cards, because I think that that's the same. You know, I think that regular Yu-Gi-Oh from a gambling aspect is much higher, because, you know, the box is 70 and you're pulling cards that are worth more than $35. You know, there's some that are worth like hundreds. But I think booster box will make them more money, so I can see that being a product next. Interesting to see if they follow the anime and they go past Battle City. People are opting for people are really pushing for GX stuff, you know, to be next. We'll have to see. But all right, we got what's going on now? We got Blade Knight here. We have a Charging Guy, really strong monsters just out and about. A lot of watchers. Must be one of the last matches against the Delta. End phase Dust Tornado against a full back row. And Delta will get Valkyrian out if it dies. Delta's effect is If it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish 3 Magnet Warrior monsters and special summon a Valkyrian. So I think we have 3 betas and a gamma. I'd be surprised if this deck ran alpha. I was thinking that alpha was going to be prevalent here, but I think that the most consistent way that we're getting Valkyrian out is through Delta. Delta popping and having magnets in the grave. So like Foolish Burial works very well here. In addition to Delta just fueling the graveyard itself. And they're talking here. Let's play on Master Juan here. His last thing was the dust? I wonder how much Twisted Personality was in play here for the, because it looks like Master Juan has a serious board and, well, board and hand advantage, but Charging Gaia beats all of these. 1,400 life points though. You got Nightmare Wheel and Book of Moon in the set. Yeah, looks like Blaze is taking this one. Didn't pay enough attention to really understand what the kind of circumstance was here. Because it looked like Delta was ready to get Valkyrian out, unless he doesn't have Valkyrian. I think that's going to wrap it up. I mean, we had a 5-minute warning on... Oh, look at that. Danique won. Okay. Blaze just punched in the win. And we were waiting on Lucas. Is that match still going on? Hello? There we go. No, he's gone. You're not playing. There's an issue. So it's been 2 rounds in an hour and a half. I guess that's to be expected. That's what I can only hope for. It's good. It's a really marathon to stream for sure. All right. What's the issue if they're not showing? I think that his tag is just Lucas Gaylord. I activated Union Combination, dealt damage. He admitted defeat and left. But we forgot I don't deal damage. Oh, this is what got me in the Yugi Tuber King of Speed Duel tournament against MBT. He did damage to me after Union Combination, and it was a game win. And I did not think about how he couldn't deal damage. Oh boy. So I think that in this case, him admitting defeat and leaving is yeah. Both agreed, Alam. If both players agree to the game state, generally can't retroactively fix the scenario. And I don't think that Lucas is malicious enough to try and see if he can get away with it and hope that he forgot. So I think that the guy just pulled a me last month and just hit the game loss button. What if I give him the W? Oh, Lucas, you sweetheart. Stop the emojis, jerks. All right, well, round two. Waiting to get wrapped up here by this. It clearly, I don't know if you could see this, but I think that everybody's ready to move on based on all the. Jeez, look at this one. I think the people are ready to move on, but so I'm wondering if giving him the. It was Insam who admitted defeat and left. That would have been. I'm assuming that would have been a 2-0 or. If it was a 2-0 and Lucas gives him the W, then they need to play game 3. If it's 2-1, then Lucas is giving him the win, which is really bold move of him and really honorable move. But let's see. You did a Tetra play. Oh boy. Well, you're seeing a little insight into just the love that the online Speed Duel community shares. These guys are all friends. None of this is taken seriously. Same. 2-1 would have been 1-2 though. Oh, so Lucas is going to give him the win. That'd be really. That's quite the honorable move. Yeah. All right, well, I know this isn't entertaining. Hopefully we can move right forward. Push right along here into round 3. Let's see. I'm not going to answer Stevie. That guy pushes my buttons sometimes. Let's just go to round 3. Looks like there have been no rulings since the Book Moon not stopping Nightmare Wheel. Maybe while we wait, let me just, what would Dark Moth look like with Battle City? Do we have an idea? Oh god, I gotta delete some of these. This is the Dark Moth deck I was using competitively before the Battle City box. And I think that what we do now is... Do we keep Gap in here? I don't think so. The Nightmare Wheel Zoma's gonna go away. What if we do, if we get rid of Midoriya Dekoichi and just put in 3 Breaker? And then let's get rid of the gaps and put in 2 Jinzo. I know what you're thinking because I run a lot of traps. But we can take these out actually because we have Breaker. And then I think that instead of, I think maybe keep the 3 Zomas. But then let's run 3 Book of Moon. Ta-da! Updated Dark Moth deck. There you go. Print it. That's the updated Dark Moth deck with Battle City. We got Breakers and Jinzos instead of Nidoria's Dekoichi. Book of Moon replaces a lot of traps, so Jinzo works here. Allure of Darkness still works because Jinzo's a dark target. Breaker's a dark target. Sphere's a dark target. I think that's it. And then we still have the engine for Moth Parasite. Do we have a secondary win condition? It would have to be the tribute for Jinzo, for sure. Although I'm wondering if, you know, in this, from playing matches here, people aren't defensively setting against really anything anymore. So the Jinzo, well, the Gap, it was Gap before. But Gap really only worked because people would set hesitantly against Moth because they don't want to show any monsters because that leaves them at the mercy to get parasited, that's what allowed me to be able to set something early like a Nidoria Dekoichi and then easily tribute it for Jinzo next turn. At the same time, I was afraid of Moth, so the set Nidoria Dekoichi worked because it's something with a flip effect or something with a negative effect like Nidoria. And then I was able to tribute for Gap if I was found this match was being slow enough and I had the right cards to get Gap to show themselves, then Parasite for Moths. But I think the Jinzo makes the play here, and Book of Moon being a good alternative for Nightmare Wheel, as I don't think that burn is going to really matter as much. Let's keep the Zomas in there just because they're strong. And, you know, we might see a conflicting conflicts of interest with Jinzo versus me wanting to activate Zoma, but the biggest engine is going to be this, and Zoma will be able to play well with that. Is round 4 started? I think so. All right, that bought me enough time. I'll save that, though. Maybe I'll do something with that. I will probably do something with that. Here are the round 3 pairings. We got some people who dropped out. There were, were there 40 people before, and now there's 32? Or 30, wow, there's less than that. Wait, math. It's like 34. Where am I? Ashura. I've never played this person. Alright, get back into interconflict mode. We are monarching. Richard 1993 looking for me. This must be the Ashura guy. Let's do it. Waiting for round start. Jeez, this guy. Okay. Waiting to start her. Yeah, can't spell. So I haven't seen this guy yet, and we're both 1-1. So it's a toss-up. Could be some complete rogue. God, I hope it's not XYZ. I don't want to have to think that much. I can think about XYZ for days when I'm commentating a match I'm not playing. But when I'm actually playing against it, I'm gonna just bumble through that match. Although I'm glad that I watched that Tetra match because the interconflict into using an XY or a YZ effect to drop cards, totally would have thought. I forgot that. Would have glossed right over it. Haven't seen Kaiku in ages. Box has been out a month, a month and a half. I'm running it in the side just for XYZ and magnets. It's strong. It's like Gaia strong. You know, it's 18. It's not 19. But, you know, easy to side out a breaker or a Gaia for something like Kaiku if you're really having a graveyard problem. Round start, please. Just too many card games to play. I'd like to play this one. Round start. Good thing I got the music in the back. This is no copyright sounds, by the way. Use this for everything when I'm streaming. I will listen to this stuff like just intentionally in the background of any game I'm playing or whatever. It's great. It's all no copyright, which is cool. These guys are fantastic. I literally bought a CD of theirs a few years ago. Just to support them. Round 3 start. All right. Ready. Let's do it. Darn it. I'm not doing too well in the rock, paper, scissors here. That's the second loss in a row. I'm going first. All right. Got to get back into inner conflict mind. And the skill is inner conflict. Cool. All right. Interesting first hand. Let's do the triple set. Maybe this isn't a Zoma inner conflict. We can double Zoma next turn and just really start smacking him. Bonus points if he summons something like Breaker. Because, yes, I will take a back row hit. Sure. Yes. Take a back row hit, but I'll be able to IC for Kaiser. But then he's got IC, so we got to be careful here. I can't get too gung-ho here. He's just picking one randomly, and he picked the Zoma. You know what I could do? I could Widespread Ruin here, and then get a Zoma out. No. Do I take the 16 here? Let's save Widespread Ruin for what his Monarch is. Unless it's Jinzo, then I've dug myself a hole. I'll take the 16. End phase, let's Zoma. Let's see if he has an answer. He might have an answer on my turn. It's like a Dust Tornado. We got Charging Gaia. So I could just charge in Gaia and beat over the Breaker and try and get him to IC first. Oh shoot, I'm at 24, aren't I? Wow. I'm at exactly 24. That is insane. I didn't even think about that. Well, Breaker works really well here. Well, let's put this into attack. So do we IC, get Kaiser Glider, and be at the mercy of his IC next turn? Or do I Charging, put some pressure? Both these can beat over Breaker. We're going to pop some back rows here. I think that we hold on to our IC, and we get Charging out. Let's not get too crazy, because you can just IC the next turn. And I don't want to lose my big boy. This also makes it look like I don't have a Monarch, potentially. And Widespread Ruin will be great for everything with Jinzo. And let's try and do difference of 200 to this Breaker. Let's see what back row we have. Sphere. Okay. So almost still solid, even in defense. And let's try and do a difference of 300. Charging Gaia. Cool thing about Charging Gaia, it's going to get booked when it flips back up. I believe, I'm like 99% sure, that it comes back up at 23, which is really good. So most likely what's going to happen is he's going to IC my Zoma if he has a Monarch, because Zoma is too much damage to take trying to beat over it with something like a 6-star monster. So let's see if he's going to do that. Hey, Jack Danger with a 3. Thank you for the follow, man. I swear, I usually have that little sprite pop up, but I guess it's not working today. But you got you in the bottom corner there. Thanks for the follow. On his main phase 1, we're thinking here. Thinking if he wants to interconflict or if he wants to try and poke around. But the more I'm playing this again, playing the mirror. Ooh, Apprentice Monarchs, okay. The more I'm playing this, the more I'm thinking that it's definitely a game of chicken here. Okay, face up, play spell counter. Okay. Good working, good synergy with Breaker here. Okay. I don't think I have anything for that. No, just a widespread. So he's going to take that down to pop the back row, most likely. And, oh no, or he can pop Zoma. But another good reason why Breaker works very well, I forget about it, you leave Breaker on the field for too long, it can start getting spell counters back, man. Every time, with the Apprentice Magician. Why did I think it was every time a spell was cast? I think that's Dr. Dre, Dark Red Enchanter. We're popping Zoma, though. So really good. Apprentice Magician, huge liability on the field, 400 attack, but that was worth it right there for sure. And now I think, okay. And he's not going to attack, okay. So Apprentice Magician is just going to keep getting itself out. So if I IC this and attack this, it's going to keep getting Magicians out, and then he's going to be able to tribute for a Monarch. But does he have a Monarch, though? Because I feel like he would have done it already. Yeah. We got 2 Kaiser Glider. Let's start making some plays. Main phase 1. Flip summon Charging Gaia. And it's a 23. So strong. Yeah, so either I can take the Apprentice Magician, do no damage but get rid of Breaker with Kaiser, and then slam him with Gaia. Or I can take Breaker to do maximum damage to Apprentice, but then it gets an Apprentice out in defense, and then I don't do anything to it. I think I'm going to conflict, and I believe... destroy by battle? Yeah, I'm going to take the Apprentice Magician. It's got to be destroyed by battle to get itself out a bunch. So I'll pay the 12. And then I will tribute it for Kaiser. Now he still is interconflict, so I got to be careful here. But let's go to the battle phase, because we should be able to clear this Breaker with Gaia, and then smack him for 24. Okay, that's going to happen. We got Widespread Ruin for Dark Red Enchanter or anything else that might come out. That's all we can do. If I stay alive and I have a monster and something like Charging Gaia stays alive, I contribute it for the second Kaiser Glider. Also not sure what I'm going to top deck. We got 1 back row for, yeah, shoot. Okay, 800, but he's going to take this. So we played the game of chicken and I lost. He forced me to attack first. He's got a Kaiser Glider, which is great because Widespread Ruin is going to get rid of that. So Widespread Ruin is a solid card here. Oh yeah, didn't have a book or anything. Widespread Ruin's a solid card if you're not playing Jinzo. So look at that. And I don't think I saw too many traps from him, so let's just keep this as is. Obviously Lost Wind. Lost Wind and Kaiku, very Magnet or XYZ specific. And I'm definitely afraid of those decks, more so XYZ. And Jinzo is if I find that they're very trap heavy. But I think that we're okay to keep Grand Marg and Kaiser as our boys. so I won't change anything. Widespread Ruin also proven to be a pretty solid card. It's amazing how the cards came to something that's devastating, something like Widespread Ruin, because before it was like Windstorm, where you don't even, they don't even get destroyed. You just flip them to defense. Windstorm has its own benefits that something like Widespread Ruin doesn't have. Like it affects everything, and sometimes destroying putting some in the graveyard is bad, depending on the card. I'm going first again. Breaker, Gaia, and Shrink. And Sphere. This is a pretty solid opening hand. I'd like to see a Monarch, though, just so I can at least plan my turn out. But I think that, the normal summon charging Gaia and the setting the Shrink is a really strong opener. And if he ICs, I have Sphere Karibo. And then we'll just see what happens. But like I said, really, it would be really nice if I had a Monarch so that I could counter with my own Inner Conflict if he were to activate it this turn. But at least we can defend and look at a top deck. Breaker. Breaker is okay. Probably going to pop Shrink. And then I'll chain it. Put it on Breaker. Put it to 800 till end of turn. No reason not to. Creature swap. Oh, well, I literally just said no reason not to. And I am stupid. Do I Sphere here? What's this a difference of? I'll Sphere here. I'll Sphere here. Oh, those monsters cannot change their battle positions for the rest of the turn. Does that work with Sphere? Let's just keep going. Let's plow right ahead. We got breakers, but we can't get over this scary guy. So I think that we can set up some defense for sure. And we're going to get slapped around a little bit here while we wait for our Monarch. And then let's remove it to pop this back row. It was Zoma. Yeah. And then put this one in defense. And we're gonna get smacked for 300 by this charging Gaia. My charging Gaia, whatever. Creature swap. That's a rogue one. Good staple though. Good staple to splash in if you're feeling it. Is this game 2? I think so. Yeah, he's got a serious card advantage here because I dropped that Sphere early, and he's gonna IC. And he will IC the defense one. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see, a tribute for Kaiser Glider. Yeah. This is huge. Breaker, a little bit of defense. 800. And goes away. I'm going to get hit right in the face for 19. And now we've reached a critical point where we need to see a Monarch or it's over. Because Breaker I can keep the counter on. I can trade with Gaia. And then maybe if I don't draw a Monarch, it can be defense against Kaiser Glider. But man, that's it. Ooh, shoot. Yeah, I got to keep stalling with Sphere. Maybe I need a 5th tribute. But I was so afraid to brick, Man. Let's almost summon Breaker. Put this counter on. It's going to be a 19. Let's go right into Battle Phase and let's crash. We got Sphere. So I think I might live this turn. But he'll have 2 monsters out still, instead of just the Kaiser in the set. Now he's got Kaiser charging Gaia in the set. So we're going to start with... that is going to happen. Blow my last resource to stay alive. There's a Sphere Karibo. We need a Monarch. We need a Monarch, we lose, right? Or Zoma, maybe. If Kaiser hits it. Grand Mark. That'll do. Now, Kaiser Glider wins trades. So we want to get Kaiser Glider over here. And then we can actually use Grand Mark's effect to pop this set. Isn't that great? Grand Mark is a good card. So let's IC. Take the Kaiser. Let's take 650 off. Great for Grand Mark. Adu Declare to pop the set. Apprentice Magician didn't get destroyed by battle, so that loop is broken. And then battle phase to swing over the Charging Gaia. We have just secured a really solid position. Unless he has some amazing instant removal, we have just secured a great position for this game too. That might be the Apprentice Magician to stall. We drew a Book of Moon. Let's set it. And let's keep barreling through. So this is a good thing about the Apprentice Monarchs deck is that you can... the Old Vindictive. That's gonna get... Actually, that's gonna be our end here. But Apprentice Magician, Apprentice Monarchs are great because Interconflict doesn't have to be your only condition to get a tribute out, because Apprentice Magician's out all the time. And you get an Old Vindictive, and wow, that's gonna kill Grand Marg. If this was Kaiser Glider, I could bounce something to the hand, but unfortunately I can't. Okay. Good call with Old Vindictive in the deck. And Book of Moon won't save me. Because I think Old Vindictive is just one monster, right? Yeah, doesn't have to be. I couldn't have Book of Mooned myself to save myself or anything. So I'm going to, unless he has another monster, I'm going to live by 200. It's got a breaker. Let's Book of Moon that. It was going to get popped anyway. And we'll take 450. We know Breaker's defense is 1,000. So if we draw like a Charging Gaia, then we are going to be in an okay spot here. But we're at the mercy of the top deck again. Shrink. We lose. That's it. That is definitely it. Yeah. A little too uncomfortable looking at top decks there. Only one Monarch drawn. We flip up the Breaker. And that's the round 2. Let's go to round 3. I think that I want I think I want more tributes. Do I want more tributes? Do I really make that change based off of that hand alone? Because you can so easily brick. And once IC is burned, it's hard to get another out in this deck. Because I'm not using Apprentice. I'm going to keep it as is. This is going to be game 3. Let's go second for once. That might help us. Okay, we have a Grand Marg here in the opener and a Breaker. That's a pretty good hand. So Breaker's good because on turn 2, we can respond to the back row. Whereas Charging Gaia is a great one on turn 1. We're starting with just a set? and a sphere? Okay. So let's start with Breaker. And this will be able to pop the back row. We should be able to hit him for 16. We'll see what the back row is and what he's got in his hand, like a sphere. Additionally, these cards should keep me alive to get Grand Marg out next turn. Whether it's interconflicting... Oh no, I woke the dragon. Oh dear. Arcana Knight Joker. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Gotta refresh my memory here. Can I be targeted with stuff? Once per turn, when a spell trap card or monster effect is activated that targets, you can discard. Okay, but skills can still skills don't count there. So I can still interconflict it, but dang, that's huge. That is scary, that is scary, that is scary. Set widespread. Does this target? I don't think so. It just destroys the attack position monster with the highest attack. It doesn't target. And then Zoma is going to be solid against this beat stick anyway. So scary. Scary, but not the end of the world. Coupled with interconflict, if he interconflicts Breaker to get something else scary out, we might be in trouble. But I can interconflict next turn for Grand Marg. Yeah, so Widespread Ruin's probably the best case here. Or do I want to Sphere it to then get it for Grand Marg later? If he has another monster out, then I will... Yeah. So then I will definitely Widespread Ruin this. stressful. Game 3. Thinking if he wants to move into battle and swing. He does. Can activate Widespread Ruin. Solid. And phase, let's get Zoma out. Let's start. Feeling good. Grand Mark should be able to pop this. Is it another Waking the Dragon, though? I'm afraid of Waking the Dragon now, so let's go to main phase 1. Unless I see this. It's an old Vindictive, yes. Let's get Kaiser Glider out. Let's not wake any more dragons. I don't need to. I think I can handle what this back row is for one of these guys. And now we have a really solid field. So let's go into battle, and let's swing with the Breaker first for 16. It's going to go through. Try and kill for game of Kaiser. Sphere. 18. Dust. All right. So Grand Mark would have been good, but still wouldn't have been lethal because he would have chained Dust anyway. So that's fine. And now he's at the mercy kind of his top decks here, but he does have Inner Conflict. Just gotta be so careful of Inner Conflict. But if something stays alive till next turn on my side, like I can tribute Breaker next turn for Grand Mark for sure. I see. Half the life for Breaker. Okay. Let's see the tribute for, we're creature swap. Oh. That's interesting. Oh, I see. Creature swapping, so it doesn't go back to me at the end. It's pretty smart. 2200 defense, though. I should be able to do this. Let's tribute Breaker for Grand Marg. Grand Marg is going to pop the back row. Please, I'm not waking any dragons. Don't wake the dragon. Don't wake the dragon. Cosmic Cyclone. Okay. Battle phase should be able to be over. Kaiser Glider's 2200 defense. Okay. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Is that okay? So it's not just the attack. I literally can't destroy this if I have the same attack as Kaiser Glider. That's great. That is a great. Wow, that's a good card. I thought I could spin a defense and get it. So I got to figure out what to do next here, and I think I'm gonna give him some cards in return while I try and figure out how to deal with Kaiser Glider. Woof, that is tough. He's gonna win this trade. He's gonna win this trade if I don't sphere it. Let's sphere it. Let's keep trying to figure out what to do. Ah, we can Book of Moon it. The effect won't be active if it's Book of Mooned. Let's get Charging Gaia out. So if this back row is not helpful for him, we're going to Book of Moon Kaiser Glider, beat over it with Grand Mark because the effect isn't active, then win with Gaia. Book of Moon Kaiser. This has to work. What's the back row? Oh, does it not work? Ah, why? What a misplay. I thought that it worked where it was... It's just a standard effect. It's not an active effect. Oh, okay. Then let's end. The only other play would have been, if Book of Moon isn't going to work on Kaiser Glider, then the only other thing that I could be able to do here is, depending on what I draw, I could double tribute for Gaia, which is a 7-star, puts it at 23. That would be able to beat over Kaiser's defense, but it would also have to be in defense. So I think he's got me here, because I can't, yeah, he's going to swing with Zoma. Yeah, GG's. That was going to be it anyway. Alright, yeah. Even with that Book of Moon blunder, that was still going to be game because of the Zoma. Because the Zoma would have come out. If Book of Moon did work on Kaiser Glider, I would have booked Kaiser Glider, beat over a Grand Mark. Gaia would have come in for the attack, and Zoma would have been there. It would have stopped me from attacking. He would then, next turn, spin it into attack mode, ram into Gaia for 100. I would take 19. Oh, actually, that would keep me alive. And, you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Hard to say. Hard to say. Good learning experience, though. Oof. Somebody's going to hit me with that one in the VOD. All right. That puts me at 1-2. So good chance I'm not making it to top, which is fine because it's hard to stream this for hours and hours and hours. It was fun, but I'm getting hungry. Probably 1 or 2 more rounds though, so we can keep hanging out. Good to know the Kaiser Glider's effect can't just be booked though. Alright, who else is playing? Where's Tetra? Or Lucas? Oh, Terramaster. Let's walk into a win, shall we? Are we winning? TP Warriors. Zombina Blade Knight. Ooh, we got Giant Rat in this deck. That's a good one. And Zoma. Giant Rat working very well with Warriors. This is the one where you can search an Earth Monster. 1,500 less attack. When it's destroyed by battle and sent to graveyards. That's a searcher for Swordswoman. Can't search for Blade Knight, unfortunately. Searches for Zombina and Swordswoman, though. We got Kaiser Glider and Zoma. Man, this card. That's right. He's working with the Des Lacudas as well. But no, oh, there's a Haunted Shrine. So hopefully he's getting some card draw from that. Interesting card draw engine, I will say. That's a weird one. I think there are a couple other cards like Lacuda that have similar effects where it's not flip and caps, but it could be kind of cycled. But I don't think there's zombies like Lacuda is, so it works with Haunted Shrine. We got a tribute for Jinzo, so we have 2 Monarchs out. This looks pretty devastating. Zombina will be able to get back one of these fodders. Blade Knight is going to get decimated. And we got to hope that Terramaster has spells in the back row as opposed to traps, because Jinzo's just said no to that. Also, realize I haven't seen Spell Canceller yet in a lot of these decks, which shuts down things like Book of Moon or Shrink. It's essentially Jinzo, but at 18, so it can be beaten over by like charging Gaia, which is probably why people don't run it too much. But a Jinzo for spells is huge. Also, we're seeing 2 counters on Twisted Personality, so we do battle damage to Blade Knight. We're at 3, and then we can just pop the Jinzo next turn. Or the Kaiser, whatever he wants. 2,300? Okay. It's life point advantage here. And Justice is watching this one too. Why is Nightmare Wheel on my screen? We were seeing that in the widespread. Oh, widespread ruin. It's a different art. Yeah, we were seeing Nightmare Wheels in this. Ew, he's running the person alternate art. Okay, Exiled Force from Zombina. So he'll be able to attribute this card to pop something. Exiled Force is pretty solid, working in tandem with Zombina there. Yeah, and he took the damage from Blade Knight. So his opponent didn't have any other options to destroy it, because he can't tribute it, as like a quick effect or anything. So he had to wait till his turn, and sure enough he did, and there's the Jinzo going away. And now we also have 3 counters in Twisted Personality to remove to pop Kaiser Glider. Maybe I should run that Twisted Personality, because Kaiser is a problem. Kaiser's sure a problem. You need a widespread ruin for that. That's probably why widespread's good. Either that or you just you ram a Zoma into it like we just saw my guy do with me. Okay, now we can start using our traps. So we have Haunted Shrine. What is a zombie? Does Lakuta. Getting Lakuta back. We're going to do the flips to get the card draw. And then, yeah, we need a real monster. We got another... Okay, no, we're going right into battle. We're going for 500. We need a real monster to deal some damage here. Terramaster got him in a really good spot. And you got a counter there. Yeah, if that was like anything else, like an 1900 attack monster would have been really, really huge. Okay, I'm going to set 2 sets against the scary Lakuta. It's a gross card. What's in his back row? Oh, here we go. The Zomas are running free. Yeah, these were all being suffocated by Jinzo. Now Jinzo's gone. So we have lethal on the board for sure. Lakuta is going to declare itself to flip it. Flip it. Get the card draw. It's crazy that it works that way. We have 2 cards in hand to kind of deal with stuff, so we got another set, and we got, yeah, back row potential is huge here. Going to battle phase, we're going to need something, some serious stopping power right here. Nothing in hand. This is for lethal. This is for game. Need something like a book. If you book a Muna Zoma, and you have a full back row, does it just go away? I'm assuming it does, because it resets as a trap. And that was 1-1. So Terramaster currently 0-2. Looking for his first win. Terra going first. Are these decks both rogue? No, we're seeing Inner Conflict. That's right. We saw Kaiser Glider and Jinzo. So his opponent has got a serious advantage if his opponent is able to show complete awareness of the Twisted Personality resource. It's one thing to be able to Inner Conflict and take stuff, but remember that's a counter. You got to think about where his counters are and where he may be at being able to just remove it. So we got a set in 2 back row. Terramaster side, opening with a set, sure. What was his set before? Oh, it was Lakuta. Yeah, he's probably got the set Lakuta there. So we're in a position where we could Inner Conflict for a Jinzo here, and we did see Terramaster running a lot of traps, so Jinzo might be able to come off here no problem and just hit him for 24, and his counters are very low, so he might not be able to do anything. We have a side, I'm assuming this is sided Nobleman across out. That's a giant rat. Okay, that's the one when destroyed by battle, it can get earth monsters. Now, it's not a flip monster, so Nobleman's secondary effect is if it was a flip monster, you get them all out of your deck, which is crazy good. But giant rat isn't a flip, so it just banishes giant rat. Pretty solid side. Wouldn't work on Lakuta either, because it's not a flip, like an all-caps flip. We have a Charging Gaia in a back row. Really strong Charging Gaia out there. And looks like we're going to go for the swing for 19. Get some free damage here. Yeah, let's see free damage. Nightmare Wheel. Makes sense. We saw that heavy in his graveyard last time. Nightmare Wheel is really good with Twisted Personality because every burn for 500 is a counter. Exactly what we saw with Gravekeeper burn before the Battle City box. And I haven't seen Gravekeepers at all since the box came out. It's a shame. I think that it's just too slow now. There's just so many things that can happen. When you get Oracle out, it was huge. But now things can just take Oracle away. And also, Oracle likes to destroy sets. Not too many sets. Well, maybe with Book of Moon. I haven't seen Gravekeepers yet. Alright, so we have Nightmare Wheel burn. We got a counter. We got another set. So good call on sighting Nobleman to cross out. Shattercat. because we are seeing the Lakuta and the Giant Rat sets. So looks like Terramaster doesn't have any real meat in terms of monsters yet. And he's just hoping to kind of get some burn, get some counters built up here. But we got to watch out for the inner conflict. Man, we're really deep into this playlist now. I don't remember this one. Playlist is 3 hours long. How long has it been? Almost 2.5 hours? Okay. And we see a Zoma flip. That was on his end phase. Okay, yeah, good call, good call. Definitely want to Zoma in the end phase, so now main phase 1, you can spin it into attack. Because if you activate Zoma on your turn, for some of the people that aren't too familiar with playing with Zoma a lot, if you activate Zoma on your turn, it goes in defense, and you can't change its battle position that turn. So by activating it on your opponent's end phase, it comes into defense technically on their turn. And then in your turn, you can spin it to attack. Which is great. 1800 attack monster used to attack. And assuming that's Lakuta, that'll be really strong here. If we see inner conflict tribute for something like a Jinzo, we have Breaker. Breaker is going to be able to pop the Nightmare Wheel. We got an Offerings on Breaker. Offerings happens before Breaker can decide, or before he can decide to break the counter off Breaker to get rid of Nightmare Wheel. Because the counter situation doesn't have any sort of priority. Not like a quick effect like Offerings. So Offerings, same with Book of Moon. Offerings or Book of Moon would counter that easily. All of a sudden the counter doesn't happen. So Terramaster is hell-bent. Skipping his next draw phase, no cards in hand anytime soon. And we have Zoma in attack. Gaia still bound to Nightmare Wheel. We're going to blow through this Lakuta, or a Giant Rat, unless we have other back row. So if this is a Giant Rat, maybe we do want this to die. It's a Zombina. Oh, of course, Zombina set, too. Do we have something? No. So he just doesn't have... he just doesn't have any defense against that. So Zombina, is a little poor play. No fault of his own, but, he can't get anything out with Zombina. He can't special summon anything. It's the only monster in his grave. Would have been good to get Giant Rat back out if he didn't get crossed out. So now we're going into Terramaster's turn, end phase Haunted Shrine. Get Zombina back. That goes in the graveyard. Haunted Shrine can also use it in the graveyard to banish it to do the same thing. So that's a great card. And we got Zombina here just for a little defense. Declare Nightmare Wheel is going to give us another counter onto his personality, which, if he wants to, he can drop a card from hand. Maybe he wants to just kind of keep the game, keep the momentum from having his opponent run away. Because I think that both these monsters he can get over. He can get over eventually, or he can torment and burn. So maybe he wants to drop just to kind of keep the... Yeah, he's going to drop. Discard a card, just kind of keep the momentum from getting out of control here for Shattercat. And that's a pass. So next turn, Zoma's going to be able to beat over Zombina, and Zombina will still not be able to have anything come out. But at the end phase, he could also banish Haunted Shrine to get Zombina back out again. So he's created this kind of loop. Haunted Shrine's really good, and you see that in a lot of stall decks, because it creates this kind of loop that gives us some power. Especially, imagine if Zombina had a target, it would just be crazy defense. Meanwhile, the Nightmare Wheel is ticking away at the Gaia. And so before you know it, you're out of life points. And you're building counters for Terramaster. Okay, 2 cards. If we have another monster, then this loop kind of gets broken a little bit, and we can start at least doing some damage here. If it's a Breaker, it's the best card right now. I think Breaker is the best card to have right now, because the 1600 can still beat over Zombina, and moving the counter could pop Nightmare Wheel. So you leave Gaia and Zoma open for direct attacks, which would almost annihilate Terramaster. Also forget that Shattercat's running Inner Conflict. Yeah, almost forgot about that. Running Inner Conflict. So let's take the Zombina and let's tribute it for one of our Monarchs. Maybe we top decked a good one. Top deck the Jinzo. Nightmare Wheel is invalid now, but so is Zoma. Interesting. And now he can't use Haunted Shrine. Yeah. trap cards can't be activated. So we can't use Haunted Shrine now in the graveyard to banish it for Zombina. I believe it works that way, just because it's an effect in general. So there's we're going for the OTK here. There's Gaia 19, and this is going to be game with Jinzo. Does that work that way? Is that considered an activation of a trap card? I don't think I've ever seen that interact with the trap in the graveyard. Because the language for Jinzo is trap cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated. So trap cards cannot be activated. Trap effects on the field can't be activated. I think that something happening in the graveyard would be a trap card activating. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So Terramaster lives for now. And we just removed both counters to his personality to drop the breaker, which was was probably the second best choice besides the Interconflict tribute for Jinzo. So now we got a set here. Terramaster with a set of his own, but we know he's been kind of trap heavy, so it might just be a bluff here. We're going through Zombina, and now Haunted Shrine is burnt out, can't be used again. And now we are going for the game swing with Jinzo. Is this going to do it? Or do we have a Book of Moon, Shrink, offerings? We do not. That is the game. Unfortunately, it being a Zoma, can't work with Jinzo. Very unfortunate. I think that was game 3. Man, the whole chat is just twisted personality counters. Cross out, hitting Giant Rat early was huge. I don't think we saw Warrior from Terramaster at all. That's an 0-3 Terramaster. Oof. Alright. Lucas beat Langua. Danique beat Kid Machinate, who beat me. So I'm 1 and 2. Let's see where everybody else is. Get some more rulings here. Creature swap resolved if one player is no monster. No. So you can't just take a monster or give a monster. Pac-Mans. Where are we? Oh, poor Terramaster dropped me. Big yikes. Poor buddy. And so let's see what happens in this next round, and that'll determine what's going to happen with me. Because I think X2 probably not going to make top, but I'll play the one more round. If I go 1 and 3, then that's it. I got some fine tuning and some practice to do. 2 and 2, yeah, that's kind of what I came in to expect. I was hoping it would be 3 and 1. If it's like 4 rounds of Swiss, I think it's gonna be like 5. Let's see what this next game does. Who else can we watch? I don't know if are these guys playing. Round 4 pairings. Alright, we're going to round 4, guys. And what's my 1 and 2 butt gonna play? Chrysanto. Have not heard of him. so now that we're X2, pressure's kind of off. We might play something a little more rogue. And, but now we completely know how Kaiser Glider works. That's going to be a pain to deal with. Mirror matches are insane. Maybe 3 Kaiser Glider is the play. But I like Grand Marg. I like showing Grand Marg, because I feel like that's the Monarch that people aren't using too much. I think I was just talking on mute for a while there, but we're just waiting for the next guy. Don't know if he dropped. Yeah, going to take a couple minutes to get the round started, and we'll see if my guy shows up. So I will be right back. Just going to run to the bathroom quick. Be right back, guys. All right, we are here. Come on, let's get this round. This will probably be, yeah, this will probably be the last round for me, at least to stream. Because X2 probably not gonna make me top cut. Where is my guy? This guy, Terra dropped. Sorry, Juan. Ooh, man, almost 3 hours, huh? How do people do this for like 8 hours? Just got 34 people watching. It's a big deal. Uh-oh, I lost my tab. Here it is.
Lions gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the
It's so weird because I'm all right. I'm gonna cancel the duel so we can get see if anybody's in already.
Savannah. We'll never be alone. Savannah. The beauty of the world. Savannah.
All right, we got an inter-conflict mirror match here with Tetra.
Savannah.
Beast is also inter-conflict. I haven't seen what West is playing. South City Duelist is Stevie, and Duel Links player is Lucas. See if they, yeah, they're still setting, waiting for match start. Is there anybody that isn't in this tournament that's playing? Who are these people? Waiting. Waiting. I have a feeling that my guy ditched. So I'm not hosting right now. Yeah, these are all in the tournament. Literally no one else is playing Speed Duel and Duelingbook right now. Round 4 start. Let's see if I can find him. I advanced to level 2. Where's my guy?
Everything changes.
Yeah, that was quite a big break there that it took there. 10 minutes or so. All right, well, you know what? Let's cancel it. I pinged him twice. Let's watch something. Let's watch something until we confirm if I'm playing a match or not, and then I'm gonna wrap it up because I don't think I'm topping. This has been fun. Let's. What is Stevie playing and what is Lucas playing? Duel Links player is Lucas, and we're playing XYZ. Stevie is playing TB Warrior. Sure. And we're starting with Charging Guy in a full back row, and we have X and Z here. Looking for Union Hanger to start for Lucas. That'd be nice. And all right, well, let's watch something else. Anything else that's going a little faster? Where's Tetra? This is Interconflict Mirror Match. It's the name of the game. More great learning opportunities for sure. We got Zoma. Kaiku out the gate. A main deck Kaiku. He must have gotten burned too much on the XYZ. Seen it too much. Well, I mean, we all submitted the deck list to Justice early, so he couldn't tamper with it. He must have just always had one in the main. We just saw a Tribute to Breaker for Kaiser Glider. Interconflict has not been activated yet, so he's got another resource to get another Monarch out if he wants to, and now we're going into battle phase here. We are seeing 700 defense Kaiku. That's rough. That Zoma is going to beat right over it, and then we're going to see 24 from Kaiser Glider unless we have response from Tetra. We got Widespread Ruin, which is going to get rid of Kaiser Glider. But the Zoma attack to Kaiku should still go through. Ah, yes, Kaiser Glider's effect. When it leaves the field, you can bounce something to hand. So actually, that is happening first. Very, very smart play from Tetra. So Tetra would gladly take the 18 from Zoma. And Kaiser Glider going off, bounces Kaiku to hand. Tetra takes 18. I don't know why Shattercat ditched the Zoma to the grave here. Looks like Tetra's questioning that play as well. Meanwhile, did my guy answer me? No. Forgot what? Alright. Okay. Well, we got a breaker. That's going to be able to get rid of Zoma. And, wow, that happened really fast. Holy crap. We just saw a breaker break the Zoma. No response from Shattercat there, clearly. No hand trap that can stop that. And we're going to the battle, and we got a Sphere Karibo to drop the breaker into defense. Zoma's still going away from the counter removal. Tetra playing really fast. And both players still have their inner conflict. Tetra's going to yell at him to get rid of Zoma very soon. Yep, there it is. Got to get rid of that Zoma because of the breaker pop. He's playing a little fast for this person. That's a little fast for anybody. Where's my guy? He not here, so sad. All right. 5-minute mark. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this, but I think that this will be my my last one, at least on stream. I'll probably play out the rest of the tournament if there's a 5th round. I don't think 3 and 2 tops though. So, all right, Zoma's in the graveyard, and Tetra's got a pretty good handle on this one now. That's where I thought. That's where he went to the group. Okay. whatever. We got Charging Gaia that's going to beat over Breakers in defense. It would have beat over Breaker in attack also. But we do have back row and a hand for Tetra. Before you randomly send it to the grave, and in my turn I used Breaker to pop it. Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow. I think that Shatter Cat might not have understood what was happening when Widespread Ruin beat Kaiser Glider. Maybe she forgot about the bounce to hand, and then the fact that Tetra took 18 right away afterwards kind of confused them. I could see that confusing people for sure. Oh, my guy got back to me. I think that we saw Tetra with a pretty good handle on that one, though. What's the guy's name? There we go. Okay. My guy's here. Was it 5 minutes? I don't know. I don't care. Let's play a match. All right. So we don't know what he's playing. We're both 1 and 2. So we're both probably at a top. But let's see what we can grab from this. Wow, 2 shrinks and a charging, and we're playing TP Warriors, I'm assuming. Start first. Let's do a strong start with a normal summon Charging Gaia. Let's set a shrink and a Zoma. But it looks like this is going to be one of the games where we are fishing for Monarchs again. Hey, JJ, what's up? I thought you were going to Chris's. I thought you guys were playing. On paper. Crazy, right? There's an Exiled Force, so that's going to get rid of my Charging Gaia. Wow. Rude. Yeah, I got nothing against that. But I'll be able to get the Zoma out here. But he's got a pretty heavy defense here with the back row. Let's pop that Zoma. Let's see if there's a response here. Might be a response on my turn because he just set those. Start. Yeah, about to head out a bit. Nice, man. I'm playing Interconflict Monarchs right now. I'm focusing Grand Marg because that was like the OG Monarch, and it's kind of roguish. People were playing Jin Zone stuff. We got a Book of Moon. Then an attack with set a Book of Moon. Really hoping to see a Monarch though. Let's try and battle phase. Let's try and get 18 in here and see if we have a response in the back row. We have an offering. Ooh, interesting offerings on that, huh? All right. And turn, no draw. So if he has a monster here, that'd be great. I'd love to take that, please. But I need a Monarch first. Yeah, Interconflict Buster. We're doing a hard pass. So I have the Shrink Book of Moon here. Nothing really crazy. Wow, this is a lot of defense and no offense. Not good. Let's do a hard pass. Oh, a normal summon Zambina. 14, let's see. Okay, I got it. I got you. Do I Book a Moon here? No, I'll take it. Oh, something's happening in the other room. All right. Give me a Monarch, please. Grand Marg. So we're going to get Zambina. We're going to tribute for Grand Marg. We're going to be able to use Grand Marg's effect to pop the back row. Grand Marg's great. So let's do Interconflict takes Zambina, please. I will have my life, which is 13. He gets a counter. Oh, yeah, right. He's going to get the Twisted Personality counters. That's something that I continue to forget, though. Is the TP counters. So to grave for Grand Marg. And we will pop that with Grand Marg. So if I do 24 to him right now, he will be able to clear it next turn. Is 2400 attack or damage to my opponent worth losing the monster next turn, even though I have so much defense? Tools of the Bandit. Interesting. Oh, pay 1,000 life points. Sure. That works as a counter. Do I want to do it right to his face, or do I want to wait? Oh, God, I'm going to kick myself, but let's wait. Because because it's just going to die next turn. And I don't mind losing one of these cards from my hand. If he tries to drop a card from hand, sure. Oh my god, nope. Exiled Force. Let me think on that. Let me see if I want to Book of Moon that. I'll Book of Moon it. Because then I can beat over it. It eliminates the trap, but at the same time, he doesn't get a counter. So Grand Mark stays out. I don't need to put that shrink there yet. I got one already set, and I got the sphere. Yeah, let's beat over that and keep Grand Mark safe. Sphere. So now we're in trouble. Yeah. Well, at least we baited out the sphere. Ah, shoot. Twisted Personality is really shutting down the plans, though. Flip up Exile Force. That's going to bonk Grand Mark, but if he declares its effect to tribute, sure. That's fine. If he gets out a beat stick to try and hit me with, what the heck? A Spear Dragon. Yeah, we'll widespread ruin that. That can die, please. So now, I really just want some wimps out. Give me a Breaker, give me a Charging Gaia. Let's just start really kind of getting some damage done. And then I don't mind losing those to Twisted Personality counters over something like Grand Mark, because Grand Mark took work, you know? It was a whole inner conflict. There's a Grand Mark. Not good. So maybe I want to set the Sphere Kribo to potentially tribute next turn, but I don't have any defense if he were to get a monster out next turn, because Shrink won't save that Sphere defense, and then Sphere, I lose my hand trap. It's toughy. Let's set Sphere Kribo and hope he doesn't have let's hope he doesn't have a monster. Come on now. Alright, Cosmic Cyclone. Pay. 3 counters. This is destroy a face up, so he's got 3, but he can't destroy my set sphere. And if he has a monster, then, you know, I screwed myself. Oh, he's going to drop. Oh, rude. Hits the Grand Marg. He's strong. And he's got a monster, because Swift Gaia. This Swift Gaia, oh no. Yeah, you can normal summon it without tributing if it's the only card in your hand. Yeah, that's going to work. Oh my goodness. That was good. I'm in trouble now. Kaiser Glider. I already burned my inner conflict. I lost this one. Lost this one for sure. We got to set the Shrink and we can end. And the Shrink will buy us one more turn. Because that drops him to... oh, he's got Rhoda. Oh no, Rhoda's going to get another normal summon out. That's over. It's over. Exile Force? Yeah, it's over. Alright, so... Against TP Warriors, man, my side is really, really specific. So, really not much I want to change here. Really would have been nice to see more Breakers and Gaias, though. Spheres, I don't know if I need to see Spheres as much. But I don't have a good thing to swap out for it in this sense. So I'll just keep the same deck. Let me go second. Okay. So, Twisted Personality is the card I gotta look at, because it caused my hesitation in the last game, and I got punished for it. Plus, Exile Force is dumb. Really good way to deal with frickin' Monarchs, for sure. Spear Dragon, solid 1900 attack, 4-star. So I'm gonna inner conflict that for sure to get out. Grand Marg to pop the back row. And then I'm going to get Exiled Forced. But then I have Charging Gaia to start doing some damage too. So let's do that. Am I interconflicting too early? Potentially. There's already a counter there. It's a grave for Grand Marg. Grand Marg's effect to pop the back row. And it was blast out by a tribute. Wow, that's a really good side against Monarchs, yeah. I remember that was used pretty well against Gravekeepers. So, Grand Marg, in this situation, putting in work. If it was Kaiser Glider, we would have been in trouble. Set my Widespread Ruin and Shrink. And I'll slam for 24. Because I don't mind him ditching to hand just yet. I'm really afraid of the 3 counters. But to get him down to 16 like that for free is pretty good. And then let's see what he's got here set up. XL Force, yeah. An XL Force, I don't know, Book of Moon. So that is going to effectively do it for Grand Mark. But I have Charging Gaia for the win here next turn. He's got 1 back row. He's dropping... Okay. He hits the Kaiser Glider. So now I'm no longer afraid of Twisted Personality, and he hit the wrong card. So Charging Gaia is going to be able to come out and do some work. And we got another one. Oh, this is really good. This is really good depending on... If he's got a Sphere Kribo, even if he has a Sphere Kribo, he's just buying himself time, I think. But it depends on what this is. If it's Book of Moon, also just buying himself time, it's going to make me stronger. Best game. Charging Gaia, sealing it. No breakers that game. But that was an unlucky hit with the Twisted Personality drop. But I would have top decked the next Gaia, so I was safe. I was safe regardless. Whew. Whew. Okay. Let's go into game 3. Stakes have never been higher. Loser of this goes 1 and 3, and the winner goes 2 and 2, which is good enough. All right. So breaker's not a good start. Not a good opener because it's going to get manhandled in the beginning there before it can use its counter. So let's set the Zoma. Let's do a hard pass. Well, hard pass after setting Zoma. Cosmic Cyclone. Good call here. That's a counter for him. Losing 1,000 is tough, though. Cosmic Cyclone making you lose 1,000. Oh yeah, it gets banished. It's huge, though. Oh, I'm at the end of my playlist. Let's put it back to the beginning. All right, we got 2 sets, so this is why I waited for breaker. And we're going to slam into me for 1,000. Oh, do I want to take the counter, though? No, I will gladly sphere that to avoid a counter on Twisted Personality. Monarch. Grand Mark. Perfect. Do I enter conflict just yet? Yeah. Because I can't know for sure if he's going to have another monster. So, Interconflict's giving him a counter, and then the hit will give him a counter. Let's wait. Let's get Breaker, and let's see what the response is to a monster coming out. So I'll take the counter off to get rid of this. That'll keep me at 16, which will effectively beat over Exile Force. Okay, that might have been the right one to hit. And this will save me from Exile Force tributing to kill Breaker. But also no battle damage is done because Exile Force is in defense. So no counters on Twisted Personality. We have Mirror Wall. Tag your opponent's tag monsters once per turn. Oh, okay. It's continuous. Yeah, so that's 200 there. And that's a counter. So I was trying to avoid counters. I got counters anyway. Now on his standby phase, he's got to pay 2,000 or he's got to burn it. And he'll probably burn it. It's really good for like the one-off. Unless he's really trying to pay. If he pays, I would be in shock. He's paying. Okay. Ah, he's paying for the counter. Very smart. This is why I held on to Interconflict, though. Because I can sphere this. I don't even have to sphere it. Oh, no. He's not even... I thought he was going to pop. So there goes my Monarch. That's unfortunate. That ruins my plans. And let me take... Let me actually sphere again, because he would just have 2 counters again, and he would drop the sphere. So, what do I need here? Can't beat over Exiled Forest. I need a Monarch, for sure. He won't pay me for Mirror Wall next turn. I'm going to Shrink. Shoot. And Shrink only halves attack. So I still can't beat over this strong Exiled Force. Insanely strong. So I'll set this. I'll keep Breaker in attack. He probably knows I have a trap set with that play, but let's see what we got here. We got another set. Do we have another monster? Because that'd be huge. No, we're burning Mirror Wall. And I will absolutely shrink Exiled Force, and it being a 500 attack versus 800 attack match. Actually, no, wait. It's this is gone. So I'm at 16. So he can activate Exiled Force's effect to tribute and get rid of Breaker, and that's what he plans to do. And now he's going to see if he can get away with summoning a monster, question mark? Or if he doesn't have one, maybe he's going to pass. Going to be running Serpent Knight Dragon, TP Warrior Burn, see how they run. Yeah, you have to let me know how Serpent Knight Dragon is right now. Because I just can't see Nightmare Sonic Blast being good. You could just book a Moon Serpent Knight Dragon, and there's just so many ways to just get rid of monsters now, just point blank. Alright, they gave me a monster. Which is good, because a Monarch would have been a no-go, because there's no monsters to take. I've been holding on to my inner conflict, maybe a little too long, but my life points are strong, so it feels good. So Breaker comes out with a counter, and then we're going to see an answer. And Shrink isn't helping me right now. Shrink, you know, thinking about it, maybe Shrink I gotta think about if I want that in the deck still or not. So let's go take the counter off. Let's pop this. Magic Drain. Interesting. Let's go for lethal. I might have hit the wrong one. Is this a widespread ruin? It's got a sphere. Alright, so depending on what he draws. If he draws a 1900 attack monster or less, or 2000 attack monster or less, Shrink helps me. He didn't draw a monster. Ooh, and we got a Kaiser Glider. Now, do I tribute for Kaiser when the damage from Breaker will be enough? Because I don't want something like Widespread Ruin to get rid of Kaiser Glider when I don't need that extra damage. Let's spin this to attack, and let's try and swing for game. Zoma. Zoma. I will swing through it and take 16. It's going to be a counter on his TP, which he can use to dump my Kaiser Glider. So actually, it was a good call that I didn't do that, because Kaiser Glider would have made me take more damage if I tried to blow through a Zoma, which I would have to rethink. I would have had to rethink if I wanted to do that. Rhoda. That's a good card for him to top deck. And what is the plan? Swift Gaia. It's got to be 4 or lower. Rhoda's got to be 4 or lower. Yeah, that'd be broken if he gets Swift Gaia, but it's got to be 4 or lower. Exile Force. Another good call. Here comes the buying himself more time. And he also might drop both counters to... Damn, Shrink does not save me from these. Book of Moon saves me from those, but Shrink doesn't. And he's keeping his counters. Oh, the top decks are strong. Thank you, Charging Gaia. Is this game? Oh, man, his last card must be his last line of defense here. Yes. Yes, all right. Good top decks, lucky top decks from my end. Definitely some practice still needed. But that puts me at 2-2. That's a 2-2 right there. All right, guys, this is where the stream will end. Thanks, Kabuzi baby. Hey, thanks for sticking with me through the whole stream, man. Appreciate it. VOD will be out on YouTube probably Monday. I'll probably just dump it. Oh wait, maybe Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to make any edits to it. It'll just be the straight export. But that's it, guys. So there was 4 rounds of Judgment Gaming's tournament. Guys, check out Judgment Gaming. He does have a YouTube channel. He's at twitch.tv / is it JD Gaming? And I'll put all those links in the description of the VOD and this Discord that you're seeing as well, just in case there's anybody out there watching these that are interested in some of these tournaments. He specializes in he likes to have a tournament once every month or two, and he has it on like a Sunday in the middle of the day. Well, if you're in the U.S. or that side in the West, it's kind of the middle of the day, and it's like it runs the whole day, or like 3 or 4 hours, as opposed to a lot of tournaments you see online on Duelingbook that are like, you have 48 to 72 hours to play your match, and it drags out all month. I don't like those too much because I always find that I have to like make time for it. It's great to like just plan out like, all right, 3 hours. I got permission from my wife. Baby's under control. I can just play some Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit. So that's what I did today. So shout out to Judgement Gaming. They were also streaming this, and I'm sure that they are going to release their VOD and appreciate tuning in. If you guys, they're still running, so tune into them. If I knew how to raid, I totally would. But yeah, they're going to be streaming through the rest of it. And I think they had like something like 30 people watching, so that's great. So yeah, that's it, guys. Went 2-2. Interconflict Monarchs. Pretty good deck. There are people that play it much better than me, but it's a good deck to play around with, and there's certainly tinkering that can be involved with the deck. So appreciate you guys for watching. Anything else I got to plug? No, just Judgement Gaming. These are the guys that did this one. So all the love to them. I think that's it. All right. If I could raid him, I would. Let me see if I can like come on off screen here and see how to raid him. I'm headed out as well. Buggy for meta advice. You got it, JJ. Let me know. Yeah, here's Justice. Oop. And let me see how to raid somebody on Twitch. Raid him with my 2 people, my 3 people. Start a raid. Type raid. JDG Justice. /raid. Did that work? 2 viewers are ready to raid JDG Justice in 5 seconds. All right, we figured it out. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Here's JDG Justice.